What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
More playing against the same maniac as yesterday. So the guy with the ace nine here, he currently has a VPIP of 65. It's going to get all the way up to 84. He may be on winner's tilt, maybe what's going on, or he may just be playing a maniac. He is exactly where we want him. He is on our right. We should profit from this a lot, but we don't. All right. So, beginning of the hand, king, queen opens. Let's go poker tracker, not there. Let's get to the poker tracker version of it. Here we go. So, king, queen raises. He's never folding his ace nine suited. He's also calling here. If you weren't here yesterday, this guy is going to be calling jack eight offsuit here a lot. He's playing most hands. He doesn't mind raises. When he gets re-raised, he's calling almost all the time. And he's doing a lot of bluffing. So our strategy against him is going to be try to have a hand that's worth playing against him, raise it, get called, raise it or three bet it, get called, and then hang on. That's our strategy most of the time. However, we have jack six, so it's not going to be this hand. So there's his call. This 5-10 is the 7 queen. Let me move these out of the way so you can see him. The queen 7 is a bad call in the small blind. Making this, given that he knows this guy's play, this is still not a good adjustment for him to play this out of position. He does. This guy's also paying a massive number of hands. As you can see, his VPIP is 58, and that's not because of this guy. It's just he's playing a lot of hands, and it's worked out for him. He might be on a little happy tilt also. He's got 291 big blinds. Jack 8 suited, etc. Probably happy calls pre. This is Art. In what situation, Art, are you calling the jack 8 suited?
Cut off raise and we have jack 8. We don't really want to.
What's Arturus? Hey, Arturus.
What's up?
So our jack.
Like, imagine the scenario. We would have like a lot of calls now, no?
Oh, so you mean giving us jack 8 suited here?
No, like, no, on the button. Like,
oh, on the button?
What you said, like, our strategies didn't change us. Free bet only, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're still probably doing that. You'll see there's going to be an exception where I play a pair of threes, and to justify this king 8 suited here seems like a good fold. If you wanted to play, you could. The queen 7 out of position seems really bad, and this 5-10 is terrible until you see the flop. So congratulations, Mr. Flop. He slow plays it here, makes total sense. King queen. This ace 9 stab. Pretty optimistic in real poker, but we expect it from him every time. There's the 5. Once he gets called, he's beat. He's just very beat. But he doesn't give up. And this is the thing we see. So there's the, 15 into 23. He calls. There's another 5. And now that the full house is on board, and this guy goes, if he has a pair, he's going to call me as long as his pairs are bigger than 5s. And maybe a bluff will call me for a split. And he bets too big to get the guy to split.
I wouldn't have bet that. Because he's repping jacks. He's repping jacks, really, jacks and queens. And they're gonna value that.
Yeah. Yep. Don't know if this villain 3 would continue to bet now that he doesn't have to bet to get his money back. He might not. But that's what he does. All right. Up next is, let me see the order of things here. 10 seconds. Next hand goes to Larry is up next.
Okay. I'm glad that we're joined by Isaac virtually in the upper right hand corner.
Here we go. Oh yeah, we still have Isaac up there. Okay.
Okay.
We give you a hand. There's a hand. And let me make this go
okay, so yeah, it's an interesting spot. So let me see. Early position.
Right.
He's open.
Yep.
Hero.
We're gonna get so fucked here.
Is 3-bet or full here, and he should 3-bet.
Yep.
We're just too far up, I think, with this combo.
Yep. And notice his sizing here. This is what we're gonna see is that he varies his open bet sizing. This 3 and 3.5 are his pairs. The 3.5 are the bigger pairs. The 2s are all of his nonsense. He may violate that a little bit, but we don't know that yet. But we've already observed him varying his bet size, so we know it means something. We don't know
So,
the direction yet.
so there's a couple things at play here. First thing is that he's oversized. Second thing is that we want to ISO the fish. We
Mhm.
know he's a fish because of his VPET. He just
Yeah.
happens to be at the top of his range here. And
Yeah.
Arturo, to ask your question, not at this rake level. In theory, do we have any flats in cutoff and hijack? But that's also based on the fact that in theory, behind the squeeze range is going to be properly balanced and more and bigger. Now, in reality, there's going to be less squeezing going on depending on the table. So you
Right.
can adjust, I think, to flatting behind if you have a very passive table. But I think your deference, I think your preference at this level should be to free bet because of rate.
And this particular guy, who's playing almost every hand, he's playing lots of hands, and his PFR of 38 means that we're pretty high up in our range. And given that we've seen him call all these 3-bets, we don't mind being against his range with pocket tens and an inflated pot. We're way ahead of his range.
Yeah, and we don't really want to play tens out of position. We really want to fold out.
Somebody else, yeah.
Feeling five,
Even
for
if-
instance.
And king queen here, this guy has also shown a propensity to do a lot of calling. So we'll be out of position. We'll be multi-way tens. That's not what we want.
Yeah,
So
he
we-
might hyper blunder. No, he folded. Yeah, so this is going to be what's a call here? I think a call here is queens plus ace king.
Yeah.
Maybe
We
against
have,
some villains, maybe you go down to jacks, but I think this is queens plus ace king.
this was a really hard hand for me because we've seen how he's played. We've seen how aggressive he is, but we haven't seen him make this move yet.
Yeah,
And I went and I did it. And he gets me. And now he is on super happy tilt. Against most other players, I would have folded this. This is a GTO call, by the way, but GTO has more bluffs, as ace 5 suited things in there. But it was just how aggressive his previous play was. And I didn't see that this was not his move. So,
is tens pure here? I don't think tens are pure here.
let's.
I mean, we don't have to be pre-flop fully. I don't know if that's.
We don't have to, but also
But-
we're not playing a GTO. We're not playing a GTO range.
Yeah.
here. But
Yeah.
just for fun, we'll just do a quick.
Yeah,
This-
I don't mean to pre-flop boost this, but.
Yeah.
I think that
Alright.
when we're EP like this,
He raises, we re-raise our tens. His size is bigger than this. He comes back and just jams.
okay,
Tens is pure, jacks is not for some interaction with his bluffs.
and we go back to low jack, I think it's important to look at it. We go back to look, so in theory, we know that he has low free queens, low free kings that he's shoving. And it's never aces. And it's mostly ace king. Which you're getting,
Right.
which you're flipping. So,
And
yeah,
Jack-
okay.
and the
I just
reason
think,
jacks
yeah, we
fold-
need to be very cognizant of these.
Right. And the reason jacks fold and tens don't, let's look at this
Gonna have some fun.
here. Is it because of normalize? Let's do the range height. It's because we have more jacks than tens. That's why. We didn't 3-bet tens pure.
Okay, so.
Right. So that's where that comes from. But because we are 3-betting tens pure against this guy, we need to fold some of them.
Yeah, I think this
Yeah.
is queens plus
So,
ace king.
so we do that. We reload. And now we are on to, and that was Larry's hand? Yeah. Yep. So Richie, this is your hand.
Skip me at the minute. I'm just driving home and listening.
No problem. Diego, if you want to do this, unmute yourself. And what you're gonna do is, looking at all the cards, you're gonna say how each person you think should be playing in GTO or exploitative world. And then if you have an opinion as how they're going to play, say that too.
Okay. Oh, I think, yeah, the king queen should open.
Good. He does.
Yeah, next one is going to fold. Also, cutoff is going to fold. This guy looks pretty tight, but taking advantage of the position might call because doesn't have big three bet. So it might call and blinds should fold.
Now let's see what happens. So this is so this is the first, this is what I said. So this guy here,
Sorry, I didn't see. Yeah,
right? You weren't wrong. You were right. He should fold. And the way you get a VPIP of 57 is by calling garbage like this. Okay. Given that he called, Jack deuce should still fold. What do we think of the ace-7 now? Facing the raise and a call.
He's going to call because the odds are very good for him and doesn't look very aggressive. Oh my god, folding.
Yep. This is how you get a VPIP of 14, by folding things like this.
Yeah, and then the small blind with this also VPIP also is going to call.
Right.
And
It's an obvious, he should fold, of course, but he obviously,
yeah.
and
that,
given these bizarre pot odds, what should I do with deuce 3?
I would rather call. Even myself, I would call. But even when the plus completes, you don't like to have this hand because it's actually the worst color that you can have.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fold here. There's gonna be pressure on it. But let's
Yeah.
see if that's right. We'll go to pre-flop only. So we want a cash classic, 6 max, pre-flop only, NL 100. We have got the low jack does his raise. The hijack does the ace-4 offsuit call, which is crazy. The button with the ace-7, good fold. Surprise! Look at how good a fold that guy did. But this hijack caller in here, look at how much it changes the button's range. The button can do all this nonsense here. With a second caller, in GTO world, it all disappears. Good for him for knowing that. This, of course, doesn't have a 10-7 in it, but he calls. And my deuce 3, nope. I still get to call pretty wide, though. Just not down into that nonsense. Okay. So had I done it, how bad can it really be? If 5 deuce is doing it, sometimes deuce 3 could. But better fold. I'm happy I folded. All right. You get this flop. Bad play is rewarded. What should villain 3 do?
Check in this case. You should check, and this guy, I think 25% could bet. He has open-ended.
Yeah.
So, and also can take advantage of many shitty hands that they just call that they can fold already, and they might have some outs.
Yep. This guy can also happily check. Check is not wrong. He can check with the intent to call if it's 2 players in, and he can check with the intent to raise if just villain 5. If villain 5 bets and villain 3 folds, because villain 5 can stab a lot here in position. So
That's true.
So he can bet or he can check. Both are right. Let's see what happens. Check. He goes for the check. Now you're villain 5. You want to stab this?
I think this guy, and let me check what are the stats. I think he's going to also to check.
Yeah. If it were me, I would check. I mean, I wouldn't have this combo here, but this seems like a really good combo to check.
Now has no almost zero equity. I mean,
Exactly.
this hand is senseless to bet.
Yep. Right. Okay. Now you're villain 3.
villain 3. So right now, after everybody checked, I think he might feel that he has the best hand. Also has the plus draw. So I think he's going to bet, but let me. I think he's going to do something like 70%, 75, something like
Okay.
this.
Yep, yep. And what do you feel about if this guy decides to check instead and play defensively instead of offensively? Do you hate that?
Yeah, when this happened because to me very often. I mean, they like to slow plays such a weird hands that sometimes you cannot believe.
Yeah.
So I prefer to also check behind because
Yeah.
you might have problems when you don't have very strong hands. You don't want to play very big pots.
Yeah. I think that I think that a bet can't be very wrong, but I think a check is a better play. I think check call is a better play from him, especially if it goes especially if it goes check bet raise, then you just fold. And if it goes check bet call, you would consider folding. So I think I like a check here more than a bet, but I don't hate the bet. He's gonna bet. We know that how he plays. Straight draw and two overs, but you might be drawing dead. What do you want to do?
Yes, that's true. But here, oof. He might call one depending on the card of the river. Just he has 8 outs, also has position, so I think he can pay.
So when you're this guy, I don't think you should be thinking you have 8 outs. You should be thinking you have
No, you have 6. I mean,
have 6
you have
outs
6 outs because
plus your
those
king or your
top
queen.
are-
Can't, your king or your queen can be good. So you have, you
let's
have,
say around 10.
yeah, you have 6 more, but the king of spades and the queen of spades are bad. So that's 4. So you have 10 and they're all dirty. They're all in danger
Mhm.
because you could just be drawing dead now. And against this particular player, you probably have to call, given how we've seen him play. But he doesn't. All right. Next hand is Stefan.
Yeah. VP of 15. I think he should fall, but I bet he calls because he almost has like 60 VP. But but if I would play this, I do fold, raise, fold, fold, fold.
That would be
fold.
good. Right. We will not be surprised to see a limp here. There's our limp.
No, of course.
Yep.
Raise 5 blinds.
Yep. I like it. He goes 4.
Fold,
Fold.
fold.
Trivial fold, but is he going to fold?
Oh, he has 70. No, he has a queen, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how wide he plays.
Yeah,
All right.
fold. That should be a fold.
And having eight,
yeah, I think he will call.
Yeah.
Because
And-
there are 2 in the pot now.
Yeah. And I think that if you sat down at the table, somebody gave you their hand and said, I already limped and you're facing this action, you should fold this.
Agreed.
Yes.
But he did not limp in order to just fold to one. right.
Woohoo!
A little bit of justice. Let's see how much he loses. It'd be hilarious if this guy wins the hand. Oh no, wait,
I
it's
think-
already full house. Okay, he's dead. Good. Okay.
I think if I would play, maybe, I would check call here in
Yeah.
that position, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't
I
know
like
about
it.
him.
And I like a check range here. Meaning if
Yeah.
this is you and you're facing this, even if you
I
have
would
queen
check.
jack or the queen or the ace jack, just check range in this position. Yep.
Yep.
But he doesn't.
Oh, so this should be an easy call if I was sitting on this.
Yes, no raises.
No raise,
raise.
absolutely not. And we can hope that he's trying to steal this now. So
Yeah.
maybe he's racing or something.
Well, he
No,
calls.
he just calls. Yes.
And here is
Wow.
your inner and here your inner Joey should be screaming.
Yes.
If for some reason you were here, even with ace queen, you should be really thinking about folding here.
Yes.
Joey would be thinking very seriously about folding kings and aces here. In a multi-way pot where two people are already interested, one pair rarely wins by the river is your inner Joey. And if you have one pair, you should be doing a lot of folding here. And all the
Yes.
way to aces, you should be considering it. I'm not saying you're folding your aces all the time. I'm saying that's what Joey says. And here's an example of why. All right. He makes that mistake.
Yeah, I don't know. This is like a blank. So he probably, I don't know if he got scared, but maybe he's checking now.
Yeah. And he should give up.
Yeah,
on
he
this.
should. Yeah, he should get up now.
You know, his 9 and his 10 are not good. We know that. He's only drawing to a straight, which might not be good. He's up against somebody's got a jack at least here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think that I would check here to try to maybe raise him.
Right. To just hope that this is a jack.
Yeah. So I would check there, and he would probably bet now again, I think.
Half pot.
Yes.
Man is a genius.
Let's see. And hopefully he will call now.
Yeah.
No,
He gets away knowing
he
he's
gets away.
action.
So
Good.
I don't know, but I think this is a easy call. There's no idea of racing here. Yes, and hope for yes. There we go. You could try to check here and make him race. You should, yeah, but I don't know. He does. Oh, he does check. Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully he will bet now.
Yeah. With a
He
flush.
gets a lot of money also. He has 270 blinds. So yeah.
Yeah.
Big,
I don't
big
even.
chunk.
Yeah. And even with how aggressive this guy is, I don't think that he's going to try to bluff the guy off of a jack. You know, now that the flush came, I don't think he's going to go turn his queen into a bluff, but we'll find out. No, he's not that crazy. All right. Good. Up next is Arturus.
Volk.
You're adorable. There's no way this guy is not raising the ace six. And he's going to raise it, I believe, to 2 big blinds, not 3. Up 3, I'm wrong. Okay. And it should work. Yeah. Yep. All right. Up next. What should happen is I should raise. He should do some calling and some 3-betting. When he 3-bets, I should fold. When he calls, we go see a flop. What is going to happen is the ace 5 is going to open and I'm going to fold my queen 10 and then we'll see how the 8s play against him. There's the open. I'm going to definitely fold. The 8 should not fold, especially not against this guy. They do the call. I'm okay with that. This 6-7 should fold. I would not be surprised to see him call, but he folds. And this 8-9 should definitely fold, and I think he's going to. Nope. Well, yeah, he's got a VPIP of 57. Okay, there we go. This should go check, check, and he should probably check and do a lot of calling here. If he bet, I wouldn't hate it, but I expect the ace 5 is going to continue to bet. Check. Nope, check, check.
Oh,
And he does the check. All right. Oh, well, the worst hand is going to win. Can he bet here? He can bet. He can bet this 9. He doesn't want to. He's doesn't have a straight draw, but he goes for it now. I don't know if the 8s were here with the intent to hang on, but I don't know if they can now. They don't. This guy should never fold if he's watched the game. He doesn't. 7. I fully expect a bluff. He does. His bluff is 3/4 of the pot, and he should hang on. And he can't. So this guy is going on happy tilt. And I'm saying he should hang on not because of how the board ran out or anything, because we've seen how this guy plays. Now, we haven't seen him show down his bluffs yet, but we've seen how often he does this, and you can't make a hand as often as this guy has represented the hands he's made. Although there was that queen. All right, up next is Larry.
All right. 1 second. Okay. Hero opens.
Damn right.
And Hero should take it.
But will I? There's no chance I'm taking this. The Jack 4 is 100% calling and the Jack 6 might. There we go.
He's gonna play the Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Robbie.
Yeah.
Hero's got a very interesting hand here against what he knows is a very wide range, which includes fives. I kind of lean towards check there. Because not only do you have top pair, but this guy's range is maybe any two in the big blind. So I don't mind. And also we know that so the previous hand you saw what he had, right?
We did not.
It
did
went
get shut down.
check on river.
Oh, it did. This was this one?
Yeah.
The ace 5? No, he bluffed it.
Oh, I'm sorry, the queen
We saw the queen. We saw the queen.
He's got queen 7 and queen
Yeah,
7 off
yeah.
of EP.
Yeah, and we know when he has queen 7, and when he had queen 7, we saw that he played it with that he was willing to call all of this with a queen 7, and that he did the call. He took the bet, the big bet, and didn't take the river bet.
So
That's what we know about. Those are the things we know about him.
so
Relative.
that I might be influenced by the hands here, frankly, but I like a check because I think that he's got a bunch of and he might.
Yep.
And
Yep.
there's a small chance he's got fives.
Yep,
Because
that's
he's
why.
got any two. He's got
That's why I
every
do it.
five. He's got 5-3 off.
Against most other players, I would bet here. Against this guy, I want to give him rope.
So yeah, we're on the same page here. Check.
Doesn't take it.
All right, now we're gonna value that. So now we're going to value that.
Yep.
Big, yeah, we've got the lost EV principle going.
Yep. So that's what happens. Richie, you want the next hand? Or are you still busy? See, Richie's still busy.
I'll skip this one
Okay,
and go for the
you get
next
two in a
one.
row, Richie. You get to catch up. So this one and the next one are yours.
Could I skip this one and go for the next one?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep, you need time. Okay. Diego, you're up.
Okay. Okay, first one is it's going to be fold. Yeah, well, open. Yeah, I discard this option. VP.
Yep.
Yeah, here raise overlink 5 blinds, even 6.
Yep, I like it.
Yeah, and this one should fall.
So
Yeah, I
to
think
answer a
the
question-
big blinds should fall.
and just to answer a question in the chat from Arturus, this
Okay.
is, we have a sim for this rake structure. This is the NL 100 rake structure. And we can view those in this. This is
I
six-handed.
wanna give him custom range 50%.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You can run that. Fabulous. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm gonna fold and the Jack 9.
That's going to call.
Was that I didn't hear what you said. Was that a call or a fold?
I will call.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Got you. Yeah, you didn't limp Jack 9 to fold to this guy.
Okay. Well, in this case, I will check.
And are you checking range here or are you checking hand?
No, I'm checking this hand. I mean, if
Right.
I will have a stronger hand, maybe I will bet stronger, like around 65% of the pot.
Right. Okay,
I will polarize a little bit more, maybe.
gotcha. Okay, and this guy chooses just over a
To
third pot
call,
bluff, maybe,
just to call.
what is that? 40%-ish? No, yeah, 40%. Got to call.
Ooh, I
And-
didn't expect that raise.
Right. And I think it's a mistake against this guy. But it's not a mistake.
If we call overcards, it's okay.
Yeah, if he's gonna do that, it's not a mistake. Okay,
You have also straight.
Yeah.
I mean, backdoor,
yeah.
backdoor straight draw.
Mhm, yeah.
So. In this case, I will check after his raise.
Mhm.
And he's going to. I think he's going to bet again, but I don't know. I think he's going to do 1/3. Oh,
Yeah.
I shouldn't expect that strong. I thought that he will bet less. You know, he might be scared after the 7. You know, double because you might have a 7 calling.
Yeah.
And I fold with the ace 10. I will
Yeah.
fold.
I would not be surprised that he would have made more money with the call instead of the raise and just check calling and bearing down. Yes, it gives the guy a chance to hit an ace of 10 on the river, but I think this guy, given what we've seen him do, and remember, we still haven't seen the full-on bluffs that he's been making. They haven't been seen, but the number of times he does it means he's got to have it. So I think that this guy got very lucky to pick up these 8 big blinds.
But the really overvalue is always happening to many. I mean, this kind of aggressive guys. As soon as they hit a pair on the board,
Mhm.
and it also later doubles the board, they think, "Oh my god, I have a double pair." So they feel like they have such a strong hand.
Yeah. All right, Richie, you're up.
Okay, let's go. So I'd fold the queen 9. I thought based on his VPip he probably would. I'd fold the jack 8 based on his VPip they might stay. But folds 3-6. Well, this person's on their VPip is definitely going to get involved. Are they a
Right.
limper? They're a bit of mixture of, well, they're more raising limp, aren't they? But they limp there. Yeah, the 3-9 should fold, and then ace 4 is going to check it down. They shouldn't raise it really. It's not strong enough against these lot. So ace 4 should check it. They would check their range most likely in this position anyway. Queen 9 with the person behind them, likely check it. But this person, what are they like? I don't know how passive they are. 3 bets.
I think he's gonna.
Continuation,
I think he's gonna bet here, and I seems like a perfectly reasonable bet, and also giving this guy a chance to stab at it and going for a check raise seems smart too.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. He does the bet.
He does bet. Okay, he goes for half. Then this person. What are they like? Post like flop and post, like so pre-flop post. What are they like? Are they quite aggressive still?
They're sticky as hell.
Sticky. So, but
Sticky,
are they?
and they sticky, and then they bet, that if it goes, I expect that if he calls here and then it goes check on the turn, that
He would bet. They would
might
bet.
Yeah.
So are they? They're aggressive when there's passive. Are they aggressive when there's action? So, like, for example,
know.
here with
I'll find
someone
out.
raise,
Don't know.
someone betting, do they ever raise? Okay.
Not a lot.
So this person should probably call, but they might raise. Okay. And then ace 4 should bottoms pair against these two to action. They should fold, but I guess it's okay for a cheap action to see when one more straight.
This is a really good fold there. Yep.
Yeah. Oh wow, nice. Okay. See, from my point of view, if this person always tries and takes a stab when people then show passive action, I would show a passive action here and check. Got trips, likely still going to be a strong hand with a check, even with a river card to come. There's obviously the chance of a heart, but you've got a heart blocker. Purely based on this player, I would check the one behind and hope they go for a stab for it. And this person tends to stab half, but they check.
But he did. He's gonna get this. He's gonna try to get his card.
Unfortunate. Okay. So again, it depends on the player type. If they tend to be quite aggressive on the river, if their river factor aggression's there as well. If it's not, then you would be going for a bet to try and get called by weaker hands. But what is their river action then? River, so they bet 67% out over 6 hands, is it?
Now you also don't know how they
Soul
got.
River 9 out of
You don't know in
15.
these hands. You don't know if they had been. You don't know if they had been aggressive in these hands or passive. But
Yeah,
let's see what he goes for. He just hopes
it
that
goes
the
to the
guy
bet.
has some, that the guy has something. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I think
Don't know
because the
what-
guys show passive action on the turn, based on the player type, it's probably good. And maybe this is because I've seen them already bet and then fold, but and I could see the players at pans, but maybe it would have been bet to check again and hope they take a stab if they're that aggressive.
I would think that this guy is going to bluff his busted hearts here.
Okay.
Now, what he has is a busted straight, which is
Straight, yeah.
equivalent. But if I was villain 5 here, I would be thinking seriously that this guy, has not, he has not yet shown, he hasn't shown down a check nothing. He's had some showdown value when he checked back. So I don't think that I think that he's trying to take hands away. And after I bet once and then I check the turn, I think checking the river is good again. But he folds.
Yeah.
That's going to come up. That logic's going to come up in the future. All right. Richie, take another hand.
Okay, so 5-6 folds. King 4 should fold. But they're obviously got a king and crazy V-bit, so they actually raised this one. Well, bet this one, sorry.
And there's the deuce, and there's the 2 big blind. That we're
Okay.
seeing the relationship of.
Queen 5 seems a bit more reasonable V-pip and blue flop raise. They've got position based on the player in front and the one on the big blind. I wouldn't hate a call here because of the weak players involved in the pot. I'm not fully sure what the small blinds stats are like, because if they are a frequent 3-better, you might not want, but
No,
the big blind
they're calling lots and lots, and they're not 3-betting.
is it. Yeah, so I would probably, me personally, I know it's not GTO, but I would against the 2 players, the big blind and the one who's done the bet, I would call this.
Yep. I didn't have that kind of confidence. I'm pretty sure I will fold this and say that I'm waiting for better hands because he's in every hand and I'm gonna have position on him all the time. So I have better opportunity to take money. That's what I decided.
There.
Yep.
When they just fold round. Okay.
Okay. Larry, this one's yours. Because you
Alright.
moved.
Okay, Villain 3's got a hand, this is gonna get interesting. Villain 3 is going to RFI, should fold around the aces, with back to 13 big blind.
And he
Okay,
considers
so
the
this
suited 8 is the top of his range. That's a 3.5. The 8 deuce was a 2. All right.
Good point.
So they do change
So-
their bet sizes based on the range.
This guy does. This guy's been
that's
changing his bet
brilliant.
size based on his hand. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
I
I
didn't notice
think-
that earlier, sorry.
I think Villain 1. Let me see, he's been in here for 33 games, but he's also a fish. If I was in this position, I would go to 15 to 16.
Yeah. He wants to keep the guy. He's betting small to keep the guy in.
Yeah,
This guy stays in. We know that. This guy's at
Yeah.
the top of his range. This is a perfect time to go.
I would front load this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Villain
Certainly-
3,
certainly
actually,
13.
in theory, this is a fold. But he's not gonna fold.
No chance he's folding.
Alright, so now SPR becomes very important. And this guy's got, it's got A2. And so I'm being influenced by the hands here. not gonna think about that. So SPR is important. SPR is pretty significant here. 5, it's 8. So, I would say B50 or up, B50 to 5.
Okay. And I would look at this with my aces and say, against this player, I want to be sort of half betting my aces and half checking my aces here to induce. I will check when I have the ace of hearts and I will bet when I don't. That's how I'll divide that range up.
I think that makes sense.
Yep, he goes for the bet of a half,
Once less too much.
made some money, not as much as he could have.
Notice that villain 3 does, I think this is from yesterday too. Villain 3 does show some, what's the word for it? Discipline in 3-bet pots.
Yep.
When he understands that the range is very, very
Yeah.
declining.
Okay. Arturis, this is your hand.
Say trace.
Yep, he's gonna, he
Six
should
all.
fold, but he's gonna raise.
Call is 6.
He does.
Yeah, fold.
He should fold. He does. This guy's got a lot of discipline. There we go.
Check. Check bet. I don't know what sizing he moves. And back. Call. Happy call.
Got a call.
Check. Check. Maybe
He does.
bet. That's
Yeah, he
good.
does. He has a straight draw, which he likes. But he's not, yeah. He doesn't slow down when he doesn't have it. He doesn't slow down when he has it.
Wow, no way he called.
Yeah.
How about racing here? Check raise
Raising
on
here's
turn.
good. Raising here's good.
Sure.
You know, the reason you call is you're trying to keep his bluffs and knowing that he bluffs all the time. That would be your reason. But having taken this line, what should the ace 6 do on the river?
Check.
I agree. And this guy checks behind with value, which we've seen him do. He did it with that queen. We don't know if he would check behind with a bluff. We haven't seen that yet. But we got to see this hand. We got to see him play relatively reasonably. You know, we got his hand face up. And we got to see that he thinks an ace 8 is worth a 3 big blinds. So we now know ace 8 is in his 3 big blind raising range as opposed to his 2 or his 3.5. Next hand is me. 4s. So here is my first weird thing. 4s here can open. This guy is calling every combo. If this guy calls every combo, 4s are a profitable open. But I have no fold equity. So I'm considering here not opening them for that. I'm torn, and I'm not even tossing out the non-GTO idea of a limp. I'm not throwing that out now because I know I'm not getting it through. Let's see what I do. I just fold it. Just go that I need that 4s to be profitable up front. I need fold equity and I have none.
Yeah,
So
I see your
fold that.
point. I would
Yeah.
look. Are you thinking about 3-bet frequencies using?
No, I'm not expecting a 3-bet at all, but I'm never getting, but they're never getting the fold from the big blind. And so at that point, I basically by him playing wrong, which is playing any 2 cards in the big blind. And Arturis is saying, come on, time to gamble. My thought is this, almost all of his hands have 2 cards that are bigger than a 4.
Yeah.
So his mistake becomes correct. So I am allowing him, so given how I know he plays, he's playing more correctly.
Let's talk about this bit, because I think maybe I am overvaluing pairs against the full shit. What's the smallest pocket pair you think you'd RFI here?
6s, let's see, in the low jack. Well, first of all, GTO in the low jack, it isn't till 8s that it's pure.
Yeah.
7s is 75%, 6s is 50%.
So you might go
that-
down to sixes versus this guy.
But yeah, sixes and sevens, easy. And not backing off eights, of course. But I think I'm gonna let 3, 4, 5s go because some of the value, some of the EV that comes from opening 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s here is that you get is sometimes you just take the blinds.
Yeah.
And I will
Agreed.
never take the
It's a
blinds.
fold equity against UGG range.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
I'm down with it. I think that I generally overvalue the fours here and I need to work on it.
All right. And Arturus disagrees. So he raises his six, this guy raises a 6-9, knowing that he's getting called all the time. I think that's not profitable, but he does it. There's your 3-bet, and he folds. And also, I wouldn't be surprised that I get 3-bet there and I'm going to fold my 4s miserably. So happy with it. All right. First hand where you're going to go, what the fuck is wrong with Scotty? Other than every other time we've done it. And the person who gets to see it happen is Richie.
Let's go. Sounds fun. Exciting.
Okay.
Queen 10, fold. 9-5 should fold. Oh, nice. Makes my life easier. 9-8. This is mixed on the button, right?
10-8 is really common. 9-8 is more mixy. And to give you in this particular one, here's what it looks like. So in this one, in this
off, it's off.
structure, you
No,
don't
it's a
get it.
fold. Cool. That's
Yeah.
fine.
In
I
this
wouldn't
rate-
play it, but I wasn't sure if it was
Right.
mixed or not.
Right. But this 10-8
10-8's a mix.
snaggletooth here, this 10-8 snaggletooth is common in other rake structures too. You're going to see it in NL50. You're going to see it in chip EV. This is a common thing. The 10-8 over the 9-8 in the button.
Okay. I think based on that player, they should fold that. Yeah, I was gonna say some other players might actually play that. They go for the bet, which is potentially interesting against the remaining blinds. Play
Yeah. I don't know why,
as in the
I
guy
don't know
in the
why you would do
blind.
this. I don't know why you would do this knowing that this guy's calling from the small blind.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. It was interesting. I don't know if it's profitable. I don't think it would be, but yeah, it's interesting. And then I guess you call this behind, which is a
I might-
reasonable call, right, from the big blind,
I might squeeze.
is it?
I might. Let's see.
I think suited is a
Against-
squeeze. I don't know about offsuit, is it?
Yeah. Look at
Oh,
this.
it's mixing. It is mixing.
Yeah. So I'm playing it. I'm not folding. Against his VPIP of 15, against his PFR of 12, I might not squeeze. I might squeeze this. Yep, I squeeze.
Nice. Okay.
Because this guy's range
So
22 cards.
yeah, and you're trying to get heads up with
And I have position
the
on it.
crazy person. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense actually when you think about it. Yeah, and then this person calls. Oh wow, nice. Okay. So fill in 3 checks.
What are you taught? Yes, he does.
Yeah. So this all again depends on the player type if you're going to check it or a bet it. Most of the time, I would say it was going to be probably a check because what else? You've got 3 out of the 4 aces. So what else are they going to have? So you want to encourage them to bet on the turn was my thoughts, but at the same time, obviously you want to get value by betting. So betting small here is reasonable against this person, I think. If they were, going to shut down straight away from any form of action on future streets, then, I guess betting becomes less profitable. But yeah, I think the bet size here is good.
Right.
So and
checking,
stick around.
Checking to induce would also be reasonable, right?
Yeah, well, that was my thought.
Yep, both
Yeah,
those are
because the player type was check to induce.
Mhm.
They're not going to have much more. Okay, so they check again. So I would just keep betting now. We've bet on the turn and they've called, and you're just hoping they have a weaker ace, right? Or they have a pair below the aces that they're happy
Yeah.
with. So yeah, I would just keep charging them. But are they elastic? Inelastic? I can't think of the term I'm looking for. Do they change with a
You're
bet
looking for the
size?
term- Yeah, are they? And the answer is we don't know yet.
We don't know.
Know
Okay.
that pre-flop, we know pre-flop they are quite inelastic. Although we haven't seen any
Okay.
giant ones. Well, we don't know whether they're inelastic to bet size. We know that they're inelastic to their hand. If they're in the pot pre-flop, they're in the flop free flop.
Yeah.
So after the calling of 5, when he doesn't raise me here, I say you do not have pocket deuces and you do not have an ace when I don't get raised here. That's what I think. Therefore,
Okay.
nothing.
So you check it behind to induce
Check to
a bluff
induce.
on the river. Okay,
There's my
that's
I
reasonable.
get the bluff.
Nice. Very nice.
And here's the thing that you're going to see that's insane.
So you
You raising, he jams.
No, I just call. I
call.
don't even
Okay.
raise. And I
Why is that?
and I remember this hand vividly going, am I really going to check behind this? And my thought was that he has nothing he can call with except when, and this could be the total wrong thing because we've seen him call light. But of what he's shown down here, I go, he never has anything here. But when he does, I'm beat. Of the hands that call me, the logical ones, ace 3, ace 4, ace 5, ace 8, ace 9. There's 5 of those. Of the ones that he can have that I beat, I don't think he has ace king. Ace queen, ace jack, ace 10 doesn't matter, I split it. Ace 7, ace 6, ace deuce. 6 of them. I'm totally discounting that he's going to call a raise with pocket kings here that he doesn't have, with a 7. With a bizarre 7 deuce that he played or something. I'm saying he's not going to call me. And so I check behind. I lose no money actually from this because he doesn't, because he doesn't have a hand he can call with. But I really thought about this and I don't know that it's right at all.
So the question is like long-term profitability against this
Right.
player/player type that
Right.
would have those weaker aces. I know you called out plenty of cards that do beat you, but
Yeah.
long-term against this player type, frequency
Yeah.
that they will call you with worse hands.
I
the
believe he's
frequency
calling
they
any
call
ace.
you with better hands, right?
I believe
is
that
what
every
we
ace
want.
is calling me. So
Yeah.
I believe that the hands that I am confident I get called by are every ace. A few of which more beat me than, which, 6 beat me and 5 I lose and 5 I beat. I believe that I'm getting crushed by the rare pocket 6s, the sometimes pocket 7s, the sometimes pocket deuces, although I don't put them on deuces here to play it this way. And I don't see him calling me with all the other pairs. And maybe I'm thinking too much about what can he call me with, given he can call with anything he wants. Maybe he'll call me with king queen. Who knows how crazy he is? But that I'm very unsure of that against this player type. But I do check, but
Yeah, they're wild, right? They can have so much junk,
yeah.
but
I
they
mean,
could have the strong hands. I don't know, maybe I'm just looking at the results oriented, right? I just feel like you just shove it with the bet size they went for and just hope they have something worse.
Yep. But that'd be fine. But this part of the hand, I'm very happy with. I'm very happy with the pre-flop raise. I'm very
Yes,
happy
yes.
with the tiny bet here. I'm very happy with the check. All right.
Yeah, I actually really do like your check on the turn, especially against this player type.
Yeah. All right, Stefan.
Fold, raise.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to ask you what size you should raise. I'm going to ask you what size do we think he's going to raise?
3.5 because he raised 8, 6, 3.5, didn't he? Or
Yeah.
what is suited?
I'm going to guess this is going to be a 3. This is all the way to a 3.5. Good. You got a good read on him.
All right, he
Yep.
will fold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, Larry,
Alright, king's open. And it should fold, it should take it, but that's
He
not gonna happen.
limps with the kings.
Okay, he is now inducing, he's trying to get something from going 31.
Yep.
200 bigs deep. I don't think I do this, because I wouldn't do this because you're gonna get a lot of over limps and you've now degraded. So for instance, for everybody here, you probably know this, but aces against the great majority of range minus ace king is 82% equity. Against two different ranges, against three players, it's 60% equity. I'm not interested in ever sacrificing 20% equity to take something you do at.
Mhm.
So I think this is a big mistake.
there's
Um,
another, this is a big mistake. You really want to be up against villain 3, right?
Yeah, you want to be heads up against villain 3.
Villain 3 isn't
And he's
folding.
gonna call this. He's gonna
He's calling the
call
vast majority of his hands.
79% of hands. You only have a 20% chance to not go up against him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this is a mistake. I mean, he may be trying to induce out of villain 3, but that's not worth it.
Yep,
So this is a blunder.
I think so.
So, queen jack now is in a very interesting spot. I don't think this hand is good enough to ISO this early. Queen jack suited, I would.
Yep.
To be honest, I think I might overlimp this. I don't know if that's the best play though. I have questions about the
I think it's a
value of that
mistake.
play,
I
though.
think it's a mistaken overlimp.
Yeah, fair.
It's-
Fair. I think you have a good point. I think queen jack suited is a clear ISO, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
about queen jack off.
I think you should consider the ISO, and when you don't do it, you should fold it. I think those are your
I think you've got a very good point. I
Yep,
think you have a
he
good point.
does.
I was really not sure. So let's see if he gets what his wishes desire here. He does not. So
This guy
now,
likes bluffs.
so queen six, the heroes should fold, and 7-4 should fold, and villain 5 should option check. Okay. Notice how much equity he now. So he's 35% equity here.
Look at the who's the favorite in this hand?
Yeah, this is interesting. This is where this is why you want to play heads up, guys.
Yeah.
So and this is also, I think, one of the things that when we started doing this years ago was one of the most profitable learning curves to see what happens to equities multi-way for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Villain 1 has got himself into this mess, and I think I would like a check raise if I was Villain 1.
Right. And villain 5, of course, should check his range.
Yeah,
And-
Villain 5 should check,
Yeah.
but he might not.
Right.
Okay, so now he's probably not gonna check, he's gonna bet, but I would like a check raise here.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he's gonna bet. Villain 3, he's
gonna
gonna
give it
play
up.
passively, not surprisingly. And the 5-3 with the gutter and a pair is in a very interesting spot. I would probably call one.
All right, so
Right,
let's
5-3.
talk.
ahead, sorry.
Let's talk just for a second in Joey. So 5-3 knows he's behind, and he says, "I'm behind, but I've got to draw." So now let's look closely at my draw. When my 4 comes in, I lose to 3-7. That's not out there. And I lose to 7-8, which could be. And it has to not be a spade. And I think that makes this a reasonable fold now.
Okay,
Okay.
I think you're right. I think
Right.
you got a valid point. I think I call one here.
Yeah.
Because I also am curious about, because the 5 of spades is already out there.
Mhm.
So a repeat 5 has value to me.
Yep.
So, but I see your point. I see your
Right.
point. I think it's still fine.
So looking at this, he should start his analysis saying, I have a pair and a draw, I can call. Pair and a draw, I can call in this situation. Fine. Then take one step
Yeah,
further
that's the way I look at it.
and go,
Go
but I
ahead.
know my 4 of spades is problematic. I knew that. So it's a 3 outer and a dirty 4. Okay, I got that. But I can still call. But then he should take one more step and say, am I drawing to the nuts? You usually aren't, but then you
You have
go,
a very good point
Right.
about 7-8.
Right, and it's going through it, going, what are the nuts? The nuts are 3-7 and 7-8. Nobody has 3-7, I'm fine. You're fine. You don't need to worry about 3-7. 7-8. Yeah. 7-8. I gotta worry about 7-8. And I think those three negative factors. After you say I have a pair and a draw is enough to fold. Let's see what he does. I
You got
like
a
it.
valid point.
I like it. Okay.
And also frankly, it's a helpful conversation for me because I'm in villain 5 spot a lot playing my poker.
Hmm.
Okay, so villain 1 is hating life and really wishes he hadn't lived. And now I think he still needs to bet, but I think he's gonna downsize. I think he should bet to. I don't think he should polarize. Be 50. And I think a check is fine too.
He agrees with you. He doesn't go fully 50, but he goes close to it.
Yeah. So clearly, I mean, we're actually getting direct odds. Even to draw into our marginal flush draw, so we're gonna call.
Easy. Yeah. Yeah. This would be a bad fold.
Miss, guess who would have got there?
The 3 gets there.
And
All the
so,
20s.
let me look at this texture for a second, guys. So villain 1 needs to be scared because he limped stupidly, and villain 3 has any 2. And there are 2 straights that I see available, the 3 and the 7-8.
Mm-hmm.
So I would check call.
Yep. I
And
agree.
he's got the ace out there. I would check. And yeah.
Right. And villain 3, once again, and we get to see this showdown. Villain 3 doesn't doesn't bluff his showdown.
Yeah. He's playing in a very interesting game of like,
Right. So he's
we've
not
seen a lot of just loose passive play.
and we've seen that from him. We've seen him not bet the queen on that river. You know, we've seen him be way wide pre-flop. We've seen him be very aggressive at checks. We don't know whether he bluffs his rivers because we haven't seen him bluff a river. Because all of
Have
his
we cards
all of
up
his
seen
bluffs
him
have worked.
bluffing?
What?
Did we see him bluffing yesterday? I don't remember.
Tons. He's done tons of
Cards
bluffs,
up bluffing from
but
villain 3.
we haven't seen it live. Remember, we saw this one.
Yeah.
We saw the 4-9. We saw him bluff the 4-9
Oh yeah.
on our river. So we've seen him bluff rivers. We've seen him check his showdown. You know, now go one step further. He bluffed the river out of position. He shows down. He shows down in position. If we want to, so far of what we know. So giving him rope is a really good idea. But checking to him on the river with your big hand, well, I guess, I don't know. And he check to him when he doesn't have it. Check to him when he doesn't have it and bet when he does. Okay. Next hand is Arcturus.
King 9 raise. And then
Right. You're ignoring the fact that he's got a 6-4 offsuit though.
Queen 4 offs. Yeah, I don't know. How,
Shouldn't, but he's going to raise it to 2, right?
no, too wide even for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're not only getting what his hands that he's playing are, we're getting his sizing down now. And given that,
Call King 9?
I'd fold it. He does.
No way. If you sim it, it will call. No
Yeah,
way
this
it's
guy-
not VPP.
This guy's calling. I would consider folding it out of position, even to this guy. I'd consider it. He calls it. All right.
Check, check.
He's not here to check.
Yeah, I have to call down.
Yep. Easy call. I
Yeah,
don't know what that raise does.
yeah. Fold?
What? I think he's actually gonna call it. I mean, yes, it should be a fold, absolutely. I think he's gonna call the small raise and not give up yet. He's gonna wait to see if he picks up a 10 or a queen. Yep,
Check.
Yep.
3/4? I don't know, 10?
I don't know what he does. Nope, he checks behind. And now we get to see whether he tries to shoot his way out, if this guy lets him. He doesn't. He tries to get value from a lesser jack.
I don't know. We're doing random stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And we still don't know whether he would bluff this queen four if he was checked to. No one has given someone this aggressive the opportunity to bluff their rivers. From out of position, including me. I haven't been out of position to him.
Just pretty careful, right? He only bets like medium value for a big sizing.
Right, okay. But he is sticky as hell on turns.
On the flop as well, like queen 4.
And that's gonna be where my mistake is on one of my big hands. Is to ignore how sticky he is on turns. All right. He chooses not to play a king deuce for some reason, maybe because he just lost a hand or something. Okay. That was Art. Oh, this is me. Okay. I would have expected him to come in. He didn't. But once he folds, this should fold around to the fives. They should raise and take it. But he limps. In which case, the deuce nine, he's going to call. I think that this is a good fold from deuce nine here. I think you need 5-9 to play here. Oh, he folds it. There you go. All right, deuce eight can't fold. And this isn't the kind of guy who's going to turn deuce eight into a bluff. And probably you shouldn't. Probably the exploit here with a deuce eight is not to try to turn it into a bluff against his weak range, but instead to say, thank you for letting me see a flop I should never have gotten to see. That's how you exploit him, is by being there. VPIP 35 on him, pay 20 USD rake and thank me later. I'm not sure what you mean. Okay, there we go. This should go. It's so weird that he's got fives there. I guess this should go check and the fives can assume he never has an ace and can bet their fives for protection here, I guess, or just check them as marginally made. Probably check as marginally made is more GTO, and against population, betting one big blind is fine. Yeah. Deuce eight continues to check. It's getting worse for the 5-5. I don't see the reason to do it now. He doesn't. And deuce eight turning this into a bluff. It's the only way to win. Is it worth winning? Yes. It's worth winning. Bet. He doesn't. And then this guy should, of course, check behind there and win. Okay. Richie.
Yeah. Fold the queen 7. Fold the T6. Fold the, yeah. Okay. Fold through.
Have fun. Stefan.
Yes, all right. Fold. Fold. Maybe he will call. Or
Yep,
leave
we have
with-
some raisings here in the cutoff with 9-8 suited, right?
Yes.
And about how often do you want to, just really vaguely, about how often do you want to raise your 9-8 suited there?
I don't know, maybe 50-50.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's going to be 25, but yeah, good enough. We'll just look at it once and then go on with our lives. Okay, Safari. In this rake structure, the cutoff 9-8 suited is 100%.
Wow.
NL 50, by the way, just to show you how rake affects it. Here's NL 50. Yeah, it's not that
Ah,
big a difference. There we go.
yeah, it's a
It's
difference.
6-handed.
Absolutely.
And here's a bizarre thing. NL 50 25, you change this to 9-handed because the 9-handed are the ranges that I have memorized,
Yes.
and it changes by a lot. 9L 50 cut. No,
Yes.
we're not there. We're in the cutoff. Got to go to the cutoff. No, it doesn't. All right, there we go. So it should raise. I was wrong. I expect that he's gonna limp it. How he plays.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fold.
9-8 suited. 9-8 suited in the cutoff. Pure raise. Pure raise. All the
Yes.
rake levels. Just raise it. No more questions. We're going 6 max, pre-flop only, NL 100, back to our real reg, our actual game. Raise them, raise them, raise them. No folding 9-8. No folding 9-8. All right. Moving
Fold.
on. 3.
Fold, 10-3 will fold.
Right.
Uh, yeah, I think he should fold that one.
I would consider calling it.
Oh, he has 78. Yes, that's that guy. Yes.
I mean, he's
He
gonna,
will hit.
he's not folding, but I'm saying if it were me, I wouldn't fold immediately.
So you're gonna limp or?
Yeah, just limp behind. I would,
Well, yeah, yeah.
okay,
It could be
I
a
got
good
a,
hand.
I got a hand. Okay, let me
Yeah.
send a message here. Okay. So, he's gonna limp, of course, and yes, you got in, and I'm on a con call. Can I call you back or do I need to talk to you now? Okay, bye. Okay, there we go. All right.
So he
here we
will
go.
limp.
He
and-
will limp, and if it were me, I would limp the 3-6 and the deuce 5 almost definitely, and the deuce 6 I would think about. But he limps it.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he should just check, or he could raise also, I think.
I'm gonna
To
raise,
five.
I hope,
5. Yeah,
Yeah.
5.
and I'm gonna raise without intending to get it through on the idea that queen 10 suited, unlike my pocket fours, is good enough against his calling range. I'm gonna be ahead of his calling range,
Yes, yes.
I think. Given what we've seen this guy do. So I think I'm raising this. Yep.
6.
And I want to get the 9-8 to fold, and I know I'm not
Yeah.
getting the deuce 6 to fold, and I don't want to. But
Is that why you doing 6? I think it's like.
Let's see. My normal size here would be theoretically 3, 4. Yeah, this would be a 5. Yeah, I pushed it up. I
Yeah.
pushed.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Oh shit. All right. He will check, I think.
Yeah.
And this is also a check. He could bet small or but he has, yeah. He's 50-50 checking or bet small, I think. 25% maybe or checking.
I like to bet small. Oh, he's gonna try to. Gonna try to let me hit a 10
Yeah.
or a queen or a jack. You jerk.
Yes.
Okay, the ace comes.
Yeah. Now he will bet, I think.
It was 6. Nope.
No,
not
he doesn't.
Didn't do it.
Probably if I was playing here, I would try to bluff this
Yeah.
by betting like 7-5 or something.
I have raises. I have aces in my range. I have the most aces in my range.
Yes.
of these
Yeah.
guys now. Yep. And I do.
Yeah. That's a good
And
bet.
I get the bad news.
Yes.
Please don't
Oh,
give me a queen on the river.
oh. I do think it's the best way. He called. I don't see how we can do a bluff here because
Yeah,
it
we
would
probably
be one
don't.
for
Yeah, we probably don't bluff. Let's just move on to the
No.
next.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure I don't bluff. Oh God, we have to see it happen. Oh no. All right. I do.
Oh. So Do you remember how you were thinking?
Yes, if I hit this button and he folds, I get all the chips. Yay! I want all the chips.
All right, yeah, that's a good one. That's one way of doing it. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So that's
It is what
suicide.
it
And I don't have
is.
to show what my suicide is. He
Oh,
raises,
that's good. That's good.
just jams it. Yeah. So there we go. All
Yeah,
right.
okay.
And Larry, it's no, we're not putting that in a solver. Just move on. Larry, you're up. We can't. We don't have a three-way solver.
Alright, so, our anti-hero should open and he should take it.
Right. And what's his size going to be?
3.5.
Yeah. 3. Same thing. And he should take it.
Queen 5, no, actually queen 5 is a defend, but against
Hmm.
3 big blinds it gets itchy. I think queen 5 is a defend, but I don't know against 3 big blinds.
Let's see. Against the button, the queens on 2.5s are all they're let's see, they're gonna be that way. The queen 5 is gonna have
No,
some,
I'm wrong.
it's gonna have some raises against the button, and against 3, I don't know, so let's look. And then against this guy, you can be a little wider than this goes. So there's the raise, big blind, queen 5. Yeah. So given that
Yeah,
this
it's
is a call
cuspy.
sometimes, you could increase it to a call all the time against this guy if you want. He's wider.
I think that's valid.
Yep, he does.
Okay. Um, there's no docking here.
Yep.
Queen 3 can kind of do whatever he wants. Villain 3 rather.
Yeah.
He's gonna bet, but he can do whatever he wants. I would check here a lot.
Mm.
I would prefer strategically a check. But he's probably gonna bet. Who knows? Let's find out.
He is so well protected with his second pair. There's just no card that comes that he doesn't like.
Yeah, he's in
So-
great shape.
But he bets it and gets the fold.
Yeah, I would check here a lot.
Yeah.
You kind of just don't. It's
And
just
when you
that-
bet, you bet smaller.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what happened there. All right, Arturus.
One moment.
And we have a poster.
6 as raise.
Yep. Note the size.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
So, this king probably jumps in. That's tough.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Flatting is bad. Folding is bad. Like kind of, you're very stuck with them. Ace king. I just jam ace king.
Yeah, let's see. He's up to 9.5. If you want to go 4x, it's a 40. That's almost your stack. Yeah, you could just jam.
Why 40? Why so big?
He goes, no, I mean, if that you go 4x out of position, right? Ish. So, you're in the range of 40, 35, something like that. And you go, well, at 40 or 35, is that a third of my stack? It's almost. So I was deciding, I was just doing a quick dirty thing of going, can I jam here for 136 big blinds? You go, yeah, you could. It seems extreme, but it's not. But because of his open size, it's not crazy. But he just goes 21. What should you do with tens? What do you think this guy's going to do with tens?
Fold and fold.
I think it's fold and call.
Call.
Yeah. I think I think he should fold here, and I think he's going to call.
It depends how you range both of them. Like already cutoff seems very strong. I know he VPP in it too, but.
But we've never seen him make this big a bet. Now, he hasn't been facing a limp. Well, no, we've seen him against limps. He hasn't been facing a post. with this oversized bet. And we didn't see what he showed down. We did see what he showed down when he did his massive 3-bet. He had pocket queens against my tens. We saw that early on. So, you know, so that's your ranging, is that you've seen his massive bet be a very big hand. And then the
I
fact,
understand.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think it's a better fold than call. I mean, better fold than a 3-bet, and I think it's never a call, ever, ever, ever. I don't think it's I don't think there exists any GTO calls in the big blind.
Oh, I thought you said we call. Okay.
No, he calls. You said it's a
Oh.
good fold you said it's a good fold and I think he's gonna fold. And I said, it's a good fold and I think he's gonna call.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Does? This guy's never folding here.
Yeah, it was solid.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, everyone all in. Maybe a big blind falls. Ace king all in, right?
I think ace, yeah.
Kind of too much money in. For us to fold.
Ace king jams and 10-10 folds, maybe? They
Oh.
both.
No way.
Wow.
And let the winner's tilt continue. Wowza,
Is-
huh?
Is the small blind really passive? Like what's that? Because it's cut off slightly on the screen. Like they're not that. It's nuts.
Here's his pre-flop. He puts the guy on aces or kings even when it's not there, and he looks at remember, he has the one thing to worry about. He has that flat there, and so maybe
Yeah, I know that's the only reason I could maybe see why there's folding is because there's a flat behind and they're concerned.
Right.
Well, if the all-inner doesn't have aces or kings, maybe the one behind me is trying to trap with aces or kings.
there's
But
one other part of the story, Richie, which is let's put this guy on pocket jacks and pocket queens there. You know,
Yeah.
that's the majority of his range. He has some aces and some kings, but we're going to discount those because of our ace king. What did this guy call with here?
Yeah.
Call with any ace jack suited and any ace queen suited? Is one of my aces gone? Does he have king queen suited? That's the thing. Where he said,
Yeah, no, I can kind of understand it more because there's another person flattened behind that could be
Right.
taking some of your outs or could also
Exactly.
have a strong range trying to trap this crazy person. But yeah, it's just
yeah, I'm not afraid of
that's
this
yeah.
back here, but also, do I really want to take this? Do I want to take my ace king 3 ways there? One of them's got a pair,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I don't have the best hand. I know that. So yeah, I don't, and we saw something like this with queens. And that's the thing, you go, I should rumble against queens because I've already got 21 in. So although he has the best, although he is the favorite in the hand, he's not the favorite by the difference, by the amount more than I'm gonna have to call.
Is ace king offsuit if the tens went all in and then the six is called, is the ace king offsuit then an easier fold and a more justified fold because you've got
Yeah,
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 probably is, right?
yeah.
But
How
here
about
it
ace
just
king
feels on the
suited?
tight side. Yeah, my gosh.
How
If
about
you
you
have-
shut up? How about you just shut up and shut your mouth? How about that? Ace king suited? No, you call it. You don't fold ace king suited.
Yeah.
You just call and
Yeah.
sometimes win and sometimes lose and just, yeah.
It's just because they've both got such a wide range why I find this
Yeah.
a little bit of a tighter fold. If one of them was a bit tighter, let's say the tens, maybe, but yeah, I don't know. But hey, they're technically behind, right? So
Yeah.
is it a good fold?
No, it's not a good
No.
fold because although they're behind, and when the tens
Yeah.
fold behind, like if you jam and the sixes call and the tens fold, you're gonna pick up a lot of the equity of the 10. You guys split the tens equity, but the sixes get most of it. So you go up to 45 or 46 and he's sort of 54 or something in that range.
Yeah.
you didn't put in half the money. The tens put in
Yeah,
this,
that's
extra money,
true.
and you didn't have to put in half the money.
Yeah.
So no, it's
So
only
if,
starting
if
to
you're
make sense.
confident the tens are going to fold, like the player behind you is likely going to fold because of the limp nature of them, I guess. The limp, then the limp, well, the call after your 3-bet, right?
Yeah, you're gonna
Then,
jam. I mean, if you go here, you're
yeah,
not.
I think a jam's reasonable here. I just
Yeah.
think the jam's reasonable here, yeah.
Yeah.
Against
You
these player
jam.
types.
You jam, the tens fold, and you are behind, and you're getting the right pot odds for the amount of money you put in to flip against the sixes with you having with a weighted coin. But
Yeah.
you do the same thing. You want to do the full on math? We can take one
No,
ace.
no, it's fine. I think maybe too much of a rabbit hole, but
Okay.
it's a little bit, yeah,
Okay, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do
surprising.
that later.
It's up
But
to you. If
it's-
you want to do the RAF, if you think it's beneficial to everyone, we can do the math.
I'll
It's just
I'll do it
maybe
later. I'll just
overthinking
bring
a
it.
quite
I'll bring
weak
it when we
spot.
continue.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's when you have 7 out, when you have 5 outs twice instead of 6 outs twice. And you're putting in that much money. Let's just, yeah, it's gonna take you down. Might be a break-even call. And that's ignoring the fact that this guy can have aces or kings here to play this way. You know, yes, you block them, but they still exist. And against a raise, an oversized raise, big thing here, and the call. Who's jamming sixes here? I mean, nobody except this guy. All right. And on to ace 9, which is this is Larry's hand, I think. You there, Larry?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, so too early for Jack 10, ace 9 can open.
But the Jack 10 does. Remember, this is a new guy. This is a
Okay. Broke stack. So ace 9's in a very awkward pot, but I think against this broken stack, we're just gonna fold this early.
Right. But he is absolutely not going to. We know that.
And then everything else should fold. He heads up.
Should. Do you think there's a chance this 5-9 suited calls?
What's his rip?
He's
I'm covering,
been in every hand. He's
48? Yeah, I think there's a chance.
yeah, I think that he would call with 7-9 here. I think 5-9 is maybe too wide.
King 9 is really bad call here. He should fold.
Yep, but he doesn't.
And we go to a flop of supposed to ace 4-8 rainbow. No donking here. Jack 10 has got himself in a shit show. I would check a lot here. It's my entire range and see what develops.
He does not know who he's playing against. He just
Yeah.
got here.
Ace 9 should just call multi-way.
Right.
I think it's fall. Yeah.
He
So
does.
I just, yeah. So
I see
problem
no
with this
value.
play is that you're dominated so much.
And when you're
This
not,
time he's not, he
that
got
happens.
lucky, but
Yeah. Yeah.
and you just fold him out. Yeah, it's just not
Yeah,
worth
but-
it. Just don't play.
Yeah, the only value in this play is if you wanted to do this with 5, 6, 7, 8 and 5, 7.
You
You have
fold
to then,
out worse and you get called by better.
yeah. I don't see any reason to play that way. All right, there we go. Larry Arturus.
One moment. King A3. King A3.
Yes, I'm just
Ace9.
answering a text.
Ace9 has no
There
call
we go.
problem. No, folds.
Okay.
And what? His Jack jumps.
Let's see.
King A3 basically is jumping.
King out, right. This King 8 does raise though. Okay. And the Ace Jack against the low jack is mostly,
Jump?
yeah, For this guy, yeah, it's mostly a call, but at 30 big blinds, who knows? He goes for the jam,
That's super happy call. A jump starter.
and now let's see what he does to jams.
Like eight suited will go in, even in rate structure.
So that is happy tilt right there. He
Oh,
calls,
he's calling. Of course.
and his happy tilt is now
All the
gonna be
way.
infinite. All right.
Wow.
See if that works. All right. Okay, so he gets all the monies. And leaves.
Mhm.
All right, that's Arcturus. This is me. Fold, fold, raise, fold, call is what's gonna happen. This 4-6 should be a fold. Fold, fold, raise. Oh, no, he's a limper. Okay, let me send this code now. Here we go.
I guess the 10-3 calls, even though they
Oops.
shouldn't.
He shouldn't, yeah, give me a second here. I'm just have to do this on my text. There. So, okay, got it. I'm good. Okay, yeah, so he's gonna limp behind to make the money, and the ace eight, this is a bad play in regular poker, and it's an extra bad play against this guy, because this guy's calling you. So why are you not piling in more money when you're way ahead of his range? I mean, there's that.
I'm off.
All right.
Oh,
Checking here would be really good for him to do with this much of a lock on the board. Let's see if he does. Nope, he just starts. All right. What you want to do ace high with backdoor?
this is your turn, isn't it?
Oh, it's me. Oh, this is my
Yeah.
thing. Oh,
Yeah.
he's gonna call. He's gonna call, and he should call. All right. This guy should start ratcheting it up. He goes to 1.9. He should call. No, but he raises. Great. And against this raise, maybe trust that he does have a hand here and play against the best of his range. And go bigger since you're out of position. He does, he inches it up. Now this guy knows that he's beat, but he has outs, and so he doesn't fold. There we go. And he ends up not getting any more money. He bets. How small does he bet? Bet small enough to get called? No, he's going against the top. He's going for the top of his range. And we get the fold, and we never see this also. Okay. Next hand is Richie.
Okay, so 6-7 folds, ace-5 cut off. It's the limper, so they're probably going to limp. 8-3 should fold. 3-8 is probably going to call a limp, and then ace-9. Against these two, you could try and build it a little bit. Ace-9's probably on the cusp of checking slash actually betting to isolate one of these weaker players, but I would probably just check it behind in the position.
Ace 10. We know I'm going to ISO ace 10.
Yeah.
Right. And
Oh, so I keep forgetting it.
yeah, I'm in this nonsense. And then ace 5 here. How often should ace 5 here be? Because ace 5 should never be limping, which we expect him to do. How
Is it
often?
mixed ace-5 on cutoff?
Yeah.
About 50-50, is it? It's obviously always as a suited, but mixed on offsuits. And then obviously if it's all the way up to, what is it? Ace-8, is it then? Is the offsuits then that can also raise? 6 and 7 shouldn't. They should be folds, I believe, cutoff.
Yeah, give me 1 second to respond to this. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so the ace five, how often do you want to be raising your ace five here?
I said about 50-50,
50-50.
but it's probably lower, right? And then,
No,
as I said,
it's 50.
ace6, ace7 would be folds offsuit, and ace8 would come back in.
Right.
Oh,
Ace
it is.
five, yeah, take a look under
Yeah.
this one. Here's your cutoff range. In this rake structure, you're raising all this nonsense.
NL 100. Oh,
At
okay.
NL 100. At NL 50, you are not.
I was going to say, yeah, NL 50 is a bit tighter,
Yeah,
right?
NL 50, it's looking like this.
Okay.
And nine-handed, the ace six and the ace four go away, and the ace seven goes down a little bit, but the ace eight is still there. So those give you an idea of as things balance off against each other and stuff. What it looks like. You don't need to know those details, but there you go. Ace five is doing a lot of it. All right. Back to our world of six max NL6, NL50. Classic six max pre-flop only, NL 100. A little bit more than I knew there. But I agree. I think we're gonna see a limp from him. There's the limp. We're gonna see a limp here. And
Yeah.
I think
What do you do is the question.
I think I'm squeezing ace nine even. Against
You do?
against limping range, and this guy's any two cards. I think I squeeze ace nine. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, and they both fold. That's a little
Yeah,
bit surprising.
fine.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
mind it. I don't mind the squeeze against these.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. All right,
A little
Stefan.
bit surprised neither of them called.
Right. Yeah.
Fold. Fold.
Okay. Fold, fold. Poster.
Check. Check.
Poster
And I
checks.
think he will limp because there are one limper in front of him. So yeah, he limps.
Maybe. Let's see if it goes all the way down to deuce eight. No.
No, he
Not
did not. Oh, yeah. This is close. Yeah, a limp.
Right.
Just call.
right. So against a limper, the ace deuce seems like a reasonable limp and a reasonable raise. But against a poster, I think it's an auto raise. Because he has
Alright.
worse than any two cards. He has any two
Yeah.
cards that he isn't willing to raise. He's really at the bottom of his range.
Yeah, that was a good take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just take it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money sitting there. Just take it.
Right.
All right. Larry. Larry, I'm going to ask you to unmute. There you go. Larry, okay, Larry stepped away. So fish cakes.
Hi, I
Let us
guess
hear-
it's my turn now. Hold on one
Yes.
second. I'm putting my headset back in.
Okay, you're there. And also, Larry, I'm going to hit the remote to give you control of this board for a minute while I
I guess
go
it's my turn, huh?
answer a call. Yes. So this is your turn and you now control the screen.
Okay. Hey, guys, I'm controlling the screen. Lots of things are happening. I just went for break. Okay, so controlling the screen and it's my turn. Hey, fish cakes. What am I gonna do? So villain 2 gets to open. Okay. Whatevs, dude. It's interesting to see that 9-9 is not a super premium. Queen 8's gonna call because he's like that, but he should fold. If you look at ranges in what happened to ranges in UTO Wizard when you're facing a oversized RFI, they contract significantly more than we would imagine, and you become you get to very much a free better fold spot. So villain 3 is going to call here. He should not, and it should fold around. Okay, let's see what's going to look like. So SPR is important here. So SPR is 4. There's not as much urgency to get it all in here. If I was villain two and I was playing a short stack, I would not be villain two and I would not play a short stack. I would check. Checking's fine on this texture, and it's very hard for villain three to have anything, especially when you take consideration of VPEP. With his VPEP, this becomes, I think, a pure check, frankly, for villain two. Let's see, he does. He checks and he gets what he wants. So he could, now you have a bit of an urgency because you can get a bet. Your SPR is 4. I think a B50 would be good here. You still are working with a cap range. He goes for the full exploit. Okay, so now, so this bet, this, obviously this card's up, but this is where we can correlate sizing to perceived value. He's saying he likes his hand. We know he's a fish. We know this isn't balanced. We know this is really going to be backdoor hearts. And so we now are in a position where we want to check raise. This is a pure check raise. But it doesn't have to be a big check raise because of SPR. So I would min click this to like 16, 17, 16.2, 16.4 actually, I guess, is what I would do. I would min click this. But he's going to play full exploit.
And the one thing,
Hello,
hello. The
hello,
one thing
reversal.
about the min click here
Hello, fortune reversal. Go ahead. What did you say?
is the one thing that he should think about in his size is he desperately, it's easy for him to keep a queen in. It's easy for him to keep a pair to call one more. He desperately wants a flush draw not to fold.
Yeah, well, that's
So
good.
so when he thinks about his sizing, he wants to think about SPR and what will a flush draw call. Don't let a flush draw fold.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think I think you need to raise because you want to rationalize a bet out of position on river, but
Mm.
I think you do your own. Now notice the rule of 2 and 4 in here. We have exactly 2 outs, which he hits, of course, because he's a special person. Okay, so we called, so we're in full exploit, so we're gonna check. Okay, we don't. That's great. That's a mistake. If you choose to make this, if you are villain 2 and you choose to slow play this, then you should continue.
What's he trying
And
to
you
get
should also understand that,
Dude.
what, sorry?
So what's he trying to get value from? A deuce.
And
right?
also with his donk.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
he's
so
already
he
got-
needs to understand, I don't think he's understanding that this is reversal, fortune reversal.
yeah.
He may not be fully comprehending that he now has been, counterfeited. He's been counterfeited by queens over 2s versus 9s over 2s.
Yeah.
So this is, you know what this is? I think the term for this, and I think this plays here. This is entitlement tilt.
Right.
This is very emotional entitlement tilt. And so he stops and run all this called.
Yeah.
So you're back, right, Scotty?
I'm back, and this guy's got
Okay.
300 big blinds now. Yeah, if he's betting there, he's trying to get called by a deuce or the ace, or the ace of hearts, ace 5 of hearts, where the guy's going to call you down, with 2 pair and the ace there, that kind of thing. Ugh.
Yeah, as Fishcake said in chat, did he misread his hand? I think he did. I think he's
Hey.
not realizing he's counterfeited.
Yep, might have been that.
Very, very, I mean, there are some people who just aren't, they only play with absolute value. They're not thinking relative value.
And now he's gone. All right, fish cakes, you are up.
Okay. Oh, playing everyone. Okay, I'll fold and then let's have a look. I would probably open this on the cutoff.
Yep, that's a cutoff open 100%.
And then fold to King Jack. He's got a short stack. I suppose this could go either way. You could either three bet this or call.
Yep.
Probably more call, but yeah, I think I'll probably tend more towards call actually off the short stack as well. So let's try and see that open on 8-8 off and then a call.
Gotcha. Now, the reason I didn't click ahead is because the 5-4 is probably not going to fold. He's probably going to open to 2 after
Oh
winning.
yeah, he's got
We'll see.
78. Yeah.
But when we go that, the one thing you said when you said the king jack in a short stack should be more often a call, and this is about a 50% raise ish. It's, you know, I don't know this. I don't know the range in this range rake structure. I know it in the NL50, but let's see what it is. The cutoff is always opening ace 8, 100%. There we go. There's your cutoff raise. Oh, this is to 2. Let's change this to 2.5s because that's what I would do. So cutoff 2.5. Or maybe that's why there was so much of it. Maybe the size. Anyway, there we go. So cutoff 2.5 is 100% in the ace 8. And now the small blind, the big blind, the king jack is going to be about 50%. There. See it?
It's just for
I say that this goes up the shorter your stack. The king jack, king queen
have a
go
look,
up
I
in
guess.
value, and the suited aces and your suited hands go down in value in your suited connectors. So your bluffs that are down here, these bluffs and these bluffs, as you get shorter, move into this range, I think.
I can have a look. Let's change it to 50 big blinds.
Do I have a 50 big blind? I'm not sure that I'm allowed 50.
Oh,
I don't.
okay, I can check.
So you check that afterwards, and then
Yeah.
we'll see whether I'm right, whether this 5-4 plays. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5-4 is
Alright.
playing.
Oh, it opens as well. All right. I like that more than flatting.
Yeah. He's not open limping. This guy
Yeah.
is open his two bet. He limps behind, but he doesn't open limp.
Okay. And then I'll fold to the big blinds.
Yep.
Versus like hijack 2x. Again, you can still three bet this, I believe. But you don't have to so much. Like against a 2x, you are going to be calling more. You're going to have less three bets because you just don't have the incentive. But it's not like it's wrong. Like and pretty much any of those offsuit Broadway hands you can three bet. Even King 10 or Queen 10, sorry, and Queen Jack, they'll be fine to three bet realistically. But yeah, call will be the more natural thing. So
yeah, it's very funny the difference between this at 2 big blinds and at 2.5. At 2.5, all this raising here. You don't. That's just weird. Because it moves.
All right, but you got like the it's favoring more towards calling, right? When you're faced with a 2 big blinds compared to 2 with 5. It makes
Now,
sense.
this guy has only been here for 6 hands, so he doesn't know. But if this were you with King Jack here, against this particular opener, how would you want to play your King Jack? Would you want to?
Like I knew that.
Oh, you knew. Okay, this guy's got a VPIP of this guy's got a VPIP of 78 and a PFR of 44.
Okay, like as if I know these stats.
That's how I knew he was opening. That's how I knew he was opening.
To be honest. Because I mean, we're gonna get called like super wide. So, I mean, free bet probably is just fine. Like, yeah, you're gonna get called super wide still. So you kind of want to shift into more like stuff with strong postal playability. But that's not like King Jack offsuit's bad. You can probably still free bet it, but because you're probably gonna get overcalled by hijacks. So yeah, I think both are fine still. Probably. I mean, there's probably be arguments for either one.
Yeah, I think I want to 3-bet him more with King Jack offsuit than I want to 3-bet someone else with King Jack offsuit. I think on his.
Yeah, I can see.
But let's see what he does.
Yeah,
he's passive with it.
I think that's fine. And ace, queen, four. I mean, I know how this plays at like 100 big blinds. I don't know how it plays at 50. I mean, the big blind should just check 100%. And then now you probably still use a big size here. I mean, there's not as much of an incentive because the SPR is like lower than it would be in a standard sim, but I think I would still be betting like bottom pair at a decent frequency and still probably for like 50 to 75, probably still 75%.
I'm with, I think so.
And that's just like standard here because you've got such a big range advantage. I mean, alternatively, you can also probably just range bet this for like small, like 25 or 33, whatever.
I think you can, I think this one's probably got a range bet of 50 in it.
Yeah, maybe it is
Yeah.
early position.
Yeah,
So
we'll
I can
Let's
definitely
take
see
on
that.
rate structure. Let's do it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they are going to have a wider calling range in theory because we did 2x the open, so you probably will actually.
Oh, we don't have this rate structure.
It doesn't matter. You can just do it for 50 an hour. Like
Oh.
it's not like these players are matching it. Yeah.
Raise, there we go. There's the
It's not,
hijack
it
raise.
won't be too different.
We get a big
yeah.
blind call, the
You
flop.
need to set it. You need to set it to 2x open. The GTO opens.
Oh, he did two. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
thank
And
you.
that'll make a very big difference, I think, in like
Yeah.
how much you'll see the betting.
Okay.
It might not range, but so it probably still wants to go with a polar strategy, but it's not like it would be bad if you do a range bet. Like it's probably still going to want to like 75 or over bet maybe. I'm not sure if you need to over bet
range bet.
with 50.
It's not a range bet. It
Yeah.
bets almost every hand in the range, almost every hand, but it doesn't range bet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But
if you look at this, like,
But the
yeah,
preferred
like,
size is big.
yeah,
I mean, preferred size is over bet.
I wonder if it just wants to go, like, it can't go two streets, but yeah, it's gonna just pile it in like way easier than it would in a normal 100 big blind spot. Like it's gonna have to go like 125 and like 75, 75 and that'd be stacks.
Yeah.
But yeah,
our
I'm
hand
pretty
Yeah, the
pretty
closest
sure.
thing to our hand is 5-4 of diamonds, and 5-4 of diamonds loves to go 124%. Just
You can do anything pretty much. But I think you can build the range like you'll see that strategy around any size is the hijack really, as long as it's coherent. You probably could do range bet like with small or maybe up to 50, I don't know. But yeah, I mean I would probably just play like a bigger size because it's just more fun. But yeah, I would just probably like 75% here. I wouldn't have done an overbet, which I'm surprised. But yeah, let's just continue. We do a checks. That's
you want to check.
okay. It's probably not the worst. I mean, now if I'm big blind here, I'm just gonna like. We obviously don't want to go like to showdown really with like
Really? You have nothing. You got the nothing.
Yeah, I know, but like just look at the hijack's range. How much nothing is actually. Yeah, we guess we'll beat other king high and some like jack high and stuff, but like on so many runouts, that's just not going to be the case. I would just want to like the fact that he's showing weakness on this kind of board. Just shows he kind of has a middling hand. I think I would like be 50 to turn as big blind and then just overbet the river. Because there's no way he's got like good hands when he checks on ace queen four really, and this is just trapping like queens or aces, whatever.
Yeah, we don't. We do very little betting of our in the offsuit branch here.
Yeah. I mean, this is just like completely exploitatively. Like in theory, yeah, you won't do much like betting generally, like because this is a very polar range with a big blind on the probe, but
and we certainly wouldn't expect this guy to check back an ace ever.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him play post flop, but yeah, if you say so.
You don't expect this guy to check back an ace ever.
Okay, yeah. And then in that case, then just like I would rate like literally anything that's not a pair, I would start bluffing here. Like 50%, like literally every air hand.
Yeah. And
And
now,
it's
and facing the check, this guy.
I mean, you're not
we
gonna
don't
see
have-
second pair,
We don't have anything
but
even resembling this anymore. But I guess this is the closest thing to what it is deuces, and he doesn't bluff it. Sure.
yeah. I mean, it's I'm not entirely sure how I'd play 5-4 here because I wouldn't end up in this spot, but yeah, it's probably can just check back here or put in a small bet, like a very small bet. I'd probably even small, like one big blind maybe, or 1.5, something like that. And it's fine because you still want some value, I think, from just like draws. But yeah, it's not great. You have like a bottom pair, like one of the worst kickers. So
Yep.
yeah.
And he
You
doesn't
just-
even-
That's
he doesn't-
really
Doesn't
nitty.
even feel for the 10.
I think that's really neat, considering like the kind of hands that hijack represents when they're going small here on this turn. It's not like a queen or an ace. So you know, not only do you have a gut shot, you also like 99% of the time have 2 overcards as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you might feel good about your king.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely do. You feel good at your king and your jack, like 100%. Like he's not doing this with the queen, like very often, I don't think. Yeah, it's a really weird fold.
You give this guy queen jack. Give him
I
queen
think you
jack.
just
He
see
checks the
bets.
flop. So I'm not talking about solver. I'm talking about people.
Yeah.
Queen jack, and he does this. He's got
He
queen
goes bigger.
He goes, I'm checking behind for the ace. Okay,
Mhm.
you didn't bet, therefore you don't have an ace. Now my queen is good and a king is bad for me. So let me get a little value and a little protection.
I think you just go way bigger than 2 though.
Yeah.
If you think it's that, that's my thought.
Yeah.
I think this small size is it's very indicative of like a small pocket, like a mid pocket pair, or like a third pair, fourth pair.
Yep.
And even if he does have some queen X in that range, like so much of the time you're gonna just see those lower pairs. So your king jack just has really good like accuracy to continue. I think.
Yep.
That's really. I don't like that. I much prefer how hijack played this hand than big blind.
Right.
Even though you opened 5 foot off.
Okay. Let's see. Next hand goes to Richie. Did you do the last one, or because you may have gotten reordered in my thing? If Richie did the one before fish cakes, then we're on Mike. If Richie did the one after fish cakes, we are on.
I think you did the one before fish cakes.
Okay, in that case,
but
then
I'm not
Richie, it's
sure.
you. You're up. Mike's after Richie.
I would obviously open this up with the 7s. Queen Jack should fold.
Note the size.
Oh yeah, it's the crazy guy again.
That's his
Yeah,
pair
so
size.
it's separate.
That's his
Yeah.
pair and good size.
Yeah, Queen 7 should fold. 8-2 should fold. King 2 should fold. Ace 5. Wow. Against a normal player and a normal bet size and a normal stack depth, this could be a 3-bet option. I don't know if they're short stack. If it's still a 3-bet, I would probably say it's a call, but out of position, I'm not sure. It's you don't fold it, but yeah, this because of the bet size and the player type, and there's a small stack behind. I think a call is fine. Definitely no call in first 3x early position and small bind here. Yeah, I know. It's the player, right? More than that's deviating you from what would be the norm. Why I think calling here is okay. And then the 3-bet, so one question I've got here, this being ignition, right? And villain 2 has technically changed multiple times, right? The stats that are showing for villain 2, is this based on their player ID coming back and someone
I think that
sitting back at IT, or is this just continuing from previous players?
I think it's possible the guy sat out rather than disappeared and got a new player.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because it did the right thing on villain 6.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so
like,
he's probably
it's
sat
in
out, maybe topped up small amounts to try and get some money back, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah. Have you done any sims on pre-flop when someone RFI 50% like the guy we have? For some reason, I'm convinced we get to flat a lot.
Yeah.
So my instinct is, and I don't have any pre-flop sims from it, is that because this player has such a wide range, and again, we're playing short stacked, and I don't know much short stack study, I would call here, even though I don't like it because we're out of position, and with a short stack behind as well. Yeah, so I would call here, but it's not a situation I'd regularly be in. And then the villain 2 should just fold away.
So here I
King
want to
five.
add one thing to support why you call the ace five suited here. I don't know that it's the right choice, but this goes into that argument. Since we know that villain 3 never folds after he raises, we've never seen him raise and fold to a 3-bet. Now, there haven't been that many 3-bets, but we've seen him do it, and I think we've seen him end up with some shitty stuff. I think we saw him with a queen 7, I think. I think that got shown down after a 3-bet. So he's not folding. So a lot of the ace 5's bluff value is the fact that people fold to it.
Yeah.
And they fold ace 6 and ace 7 and ace 8, and he isn't going to, so that goes away. He's also at the top of his range from his 3.5.
Yeah.
It's not just a big bet. It's a big bet from someone who varies their size.
Based on their hand
So you're not
strategy.
getting any folds. So now
Yeah.
the question is, do you want to play ace 5 suited against the top of his wide range? Maybe not. Maybe you just fold it.
Does he change his size based on how strong his hand is?
Yes, we've seen that.
Okay.
You weren't here for that, but we've absolutely seen it. And we see it super clear because we see all the hands, but we've also believed that we've seen it if we were playing live, that we've now seen.
Okay.
I bet.
I think that kind of also mitigates his very large opening like range, because if he opened really wide like this 45% pre-FR with the fixed size, then
Right.
we kind of have an argument. So we in this situation we can look at like, I'll pretend he has a normal like button range, or maybe even slightly wider, because that's probably what it is here, and then just raise like or react accordingly to that. But if he's 3.5x and that's like stronger, then maybe
Well, it's stronger for his strong range, right? It's not a strong range in general.
Yeah,
population,
yeah.
right? Like 7/7's reasonable. It's not strong.
Yeah,
strong,
but
right?
he's lacking. But what he doesn't have in here is he doesn't have many of the bluffs that would be in
No,
the
it's pocket pairs, which include lower pocket pairs, right? Than this, he's done 6s and 5s, was it? In this
Will he
range,
have
did you
hands
think?
like Jack 9 or like Queen
Not-
Jack and
No,
King
so
5?
if you look at this as the under the gun range, okay, his range is much wider than this, but his 3.5 range doesn't have King 5 suited, King 6 suited, King 7 suited in it.
No, yeah.
It's got these aces, we think. It's got these offsuit hands. It's got all the pairs.
So the 3/5 seem to be
It's pretty wide range.
pretty much all pairs, and then suited aces, because he had an ace 8 offsuit, which he went down to 3 on, I think it was, or something like
Yeah,
that.
and that was also later.
Yeah.
I think you just have to fold ace 5 then, because that just means his 3.5 range, quote unquote, is just like too strong.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of tight almost and strong.
Imagine that his 3.5 is closer to a 9-handed under the gun range, and he has no folds.
And
Now
it's
he's
also
like-
a 3.5 open,
Yeah.
just
So-
mathematically as well.
Yep. So there you go. I think it makes it. And then this King 5 is just.
Shouldn't be. They're on massive tilt if it's the same player after losing their first plot. They were like 110 big blinds and then basically lost it all to villain 3.
Yeah.
They've been on tilt since.
Yeah.
And you can even argue, do you take that into account, that the villain 2 until it could be on a wider range and you could get something off them, because you've seen that they have been a bit looser, right?
I don't
Because
know.
of their tilt.
I don't know. It's hard to tell when it's hard to tell
Yeah.
about everything if he's on tilt in a online. Offline, it's easier to see. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But then again,
Yeah, so obviously the ace 5 has got lucky and just flopped straight. They could obviously be concerned about 5-6 suited, from someone in some shape or form, but based on villain 3's bet size, 5-6 suited shouldn't be in it. Villain 2, you just don't know at this point with their short stack, and what I would say is their range is adjusted because they've lost so much to the Maniac. But yeah, you're pretty happy here, right? Bar the chance, obviously, of a flush. But you would check this to hopefully induce the player who's a bit aggressive and also the pre-flop raiser, and then go in from there. I would take a linear 3-bet strat, and ace-5 would be a fold for me, especially with a 29 big blind to act. Yeah.
Okay. So he checks. King 5. He's pretty happy.
They're reasonably happy. Open-ended straight draw, right? So I don't know. I think it's a bit much to get in here, but they could just slam it here because they're of how they've experienced other hands and just take the gamble. But they should probably check and hopefully get a small bet, and then depending on what the ace-5, well, the first player does, do something off that. So they lead, which is pretty nuts into 2 people with such a small stack, but they lead. The 7-7s quite regularly seem to be calling rather than raising, as in this player type. And even in this, as a normal player in this situation, you probably call it, but you would start being a bit concerned.
It's already a bit disgusting.
Yeah,
Already a bit
you would probably
disgusting.
call, see what the next card is and make a decision. And obviously you're unsure about the ace-5, well, not the ace-5, the small blind behind. But yeah, you don't raise. If you do call and then ace-5 shoves, you obviously, I would say, probably you would fold, and then yeah, just be blown away with what you've seen in front of you. So yeah, call is the 7-7. Even this player type, I think, is going to call. They actually raise, surprisingly. That's okay. Yeah, this seems a little bit off brand, but this could be the positive tilt you're on about, where they've been winning everything, that they're just thinking, let's get it in again. Ace-5 at this point probably can shove it with 2 people behind showing interest. Just get it in now. You've got the straight, and you're not going to fold it. And if you lose to a flush draw, you lose to a flush draw. But yeah, you just get it in as the ace-5 here. The king-5 should fold, but probably on tilt might call it because they've got an open-ended straight draw and just want to get something back after that massive hemorrhage of money to the thing.
He's got a backdoor straight flush draw as well. Remember?
Right.
Yeah.
He also it is also only although it's
Sure.
terrible, it's in his mind it is 16 for the giant stack because he has no implied odds, but he also isn't losing anything more than
No, but you can't be confident that you're gonna be winning in this, right? So you're either drawing for the
Or a chop.
outs or a chop, like it's just it's not great, but they're tilted, as I said, and then 7s, well, it's not much more for them to call, and they've already shown that they're happy to just put it in and win hands with nothing. So yeah, wow. So
insane. I actually thought it was going to come then.
I actually thought it came there, but the 5 still somehow won it.
when the 6 came there, before that, just right now,
Oh, give us the 4.
the party going on in his mouth.
I know. But yeah, so villain 6 gets the side pot between villain 3, which is really small, but the king 5 somehow has clawed some of their losses back. Still down massively, but
massively played hand by the king 5, absolutely.
Yeah, massive. Right. And at this point, when this is shown down, this is when I say, not going to bed tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I have a show. We're going to play in the car. To give you an idea of my level of degen, I was performing at a county fair where I was playing. The person who I was performing with at the time was another poker addict, and so we were backstage between shows playing like a sit and go back then on Party Poker, and we were doing well, and it was time to start the show. So we took the computer to the show. One of us got on stage and did a solo routine. Looked over to the other guy, "Are we still in?" He goes, "Yeah." did another routine, looked over, then slid off so he could do a solo routine. We completely reordered the show so that we could finish the tournament while playing a show, while performing on stage.
Did you win the sitting game?
I think we came in third. We came in the money. I don't remember the details of it, but I
Oh,
remember
nice.
doing that and just thinking, maybe my priorities are wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be doing any shows. All right. So anyway, here we go. This hand is Mike. Okay, Mike's doing, it should fold to the small blind, who should raise, and the big blind should call by defending, but let's see who limps here. I don't think the 6-4 is gonna limp, and the 7, I think that's actually gonna happen. Fold, nope, there's your limp from the 6-4. All right,
I
there's your
need to
6-4
get an
limp,
admission.
the 7, yeah. And this, by the way, this is the $1 game. This is on NL 100.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, man.
This isn't NL $5. This is a $100 game here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look at my massive win rate. I'm down 96 big blinds here because I lost my stack on on an early hand to this guy with 10s against queens, for those of you who got here late. So
That's
I'm
rough.
down right now. And you can see how I play when I'm on tilt. I just fold. All right. 7-6 is gonna fold. And then this guy is absolutely gonna call the 7-9. And the queen 8 suited, Mike says check, and I think he does. I don't know that we've seen him raise against limpers. I don't think that's his style. Nope, but he does. I'm wrong. But after loser's tilt there. So he raises and not enough to get folds, but he says this should get a fold, and I think this is going to get a fold call. Nope, call. There we go. So Mike says, we know what Mike says. Mike says it's going to go check, bet. Oh my gosh, he has a straight draw. So what do you say, Mike? Check, bet, fold. All right, that's not going to happen. It's going to go check, bet, call, fold. Check, bet, call, fold. All right, here's your turn. Bet big and get a fold. Yep, back 12, and now he should fold. Yep, there we go. That's what happened. Next hand is skate. You're up. All right, skate. One more time. We're going to ask you on to mute, and then we're going to move on and let you catch up the next one. All right. Arturus, you're up. Oh, no, there's skate. Skate, this is your hand.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You were trying to mute me. I was eating shit. Okay, so I am here. Let me turn the news down. Hurricane news. All right, where are we here? Let us. I think it's gonna be a walk. Should be a walk.
Should be a walk, but it won't be. There's no way this guy is not gonna play 60.
Okay.
And he's gonna play it raise, I think, and then take it.
Okay, he's been winning.
7-9. This guy's been limping stuff like 7-9. I think we might see that. Let's see.
Okay.
Yep, there's your limp.
Okay, limp, fold, call. All right.
Yep. And now I'm in a hand. How did that happen?
Oh, you're in the big line, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, limp. Okay, so small blind limper has nothing. You have nothing. We have the two original limpers have pairs. I don't think the original limpers should be betting because anybody could have checked an ace or any rag ace. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Let's see what happens. Takes the bet.
Okay. King 8. Middle pair. Yeah, I think he could probably call with maybe a 9 or better, especially with more people left to act. Or maybe they should be calling with maybe even a draw or draw or better.
Yeah, he shouldn't be here, but given that he's here, he should fold with 2 players behind. He shouldn't consider calling this till he closes the action.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no,
Right.
he needs a better hand. Yeah, fold.
But I think he's gonna, but I think that he's gonna be playing the Joey, I has a pair and call. Yep. He just, that's how he plays. He doesn't play the way we do. We should-
There's nothing going on there, so let's fold the 2-6. We'll fold, yeah. Okay. Now, since the villain did call, the original better is gonna check. Should check now. With all the draws completing and them not having the best pair, but they bet, no?
Yep, they bet, and maybe his thought process is, I has a pair, and I'm done with that. Or he's saying, I now am gonna undervalue my pairness of it, and I'm now gonna call this a draw hand. I'm drawing to the straight, I'm drawing to the straight flush, I'm drawing to the flush, I'm drawing to the 2 pair, I'm drawing to the trips, rather than playing the value of my 9. So maybe that's where his bet is. Don't know.
Yeah.
But with
Yeah.
that, I mean, I don't know what his thought process is if he has one, but that,
I mean, I just hope villain 6 does not call. I mean, they have. I mean, if they got here at this point, they can only call. They should only call with a single diamond. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
yeah, I make that. All right, Arturis. Fish Cake said 7 bet is a bit loose in my opinion. Yes, but so is his opening limp a bit loose. So yes. Yeah.
The 9 raise.
Yep.
Big blind 3 bet.
What size?
I will go massive, but they're not. They probably go 10. 10?
10. Okay, so let's start with what's the GTO size here?
12 maybe.
It's probably 13 or 14 in GTO Wizard. It's 12 in poker coaching.
It'll be 15 against the 3x, especially because he's slightly deeper.
Okay. And so 15. And then exploitatively, what should it be?
Yeah, 15, 18.
He's been here for 58 hands. He's seen the whole story. What should this be?
15?
15 or 18? We have not seen this guy fold any part of his range. We don't need to do anything cute, like only raise it to 11 to get him to call. He should be betting big. 12. So he's not going for the exploit, and he should. There we go. Flop.
I don't know. B75 or check. These guys probably.
Mike asks if 20 is too greedy. We don't know because no one has tried. That's the problem, is we don't actually know we don't know what his elasticity is. We just know that we've never seen him fold to a 3-bet. I would want to try 18 against him. See if he goes for it. But certainly 15. All right. So with this, villain 4 can't do anything wrong. He can check on the principle of checking range. He can bet on the principle of his hand. He can bet this board. He can do anything he wants. He goes.
Agree. Worse sizing base.
Yeah, he goes
Small.
half pot. And
Yeah,
let's see how sticky is 9-10.
not sticky. No, like there's nothing to be sticky about.
Let
Not
me see.
even Son of Hearts. So there's nothing like not enough.
All right. Up next is me. 4-9 should fold. 3-5, I believe, will fold. I don't think he's playing this. Fold. King 8 should raise. Ace 5 suited should defend by calling. Is that right? Let me picture this range in my mind. Ace 5 suited should defend by raising. All right. Okay, there we go. Now let's see if the 3-5 raises to 2, if he's gone on that much tilt. Or that. Yep. Oh, this is his first limp we've seen. We haven't seen a limp before. So he's gonna push this VPIP up even higher. I should fold king 8 against this guy's limp. I guess just fold. And the ace-5 suited should raise. Do I expect him to call with a VPIP of 17? No, I don't expect him to call. He doesn't. All right. And then this guy should absolutely raise, but this is the guy who didn't raise any of his other raising hands, so I expect he's gonna just see the flop. Yep. I expect a 4 by the river. So ace-5 can bet here. Ace-5 can go for a check raise. He checks. There's the bet. He's gonna raise. He's gonna raise small if he does. And the 3-5 is gonna call. Yep. Oh, he doesn't even raise. Okay, there we go. Solver usually continues the check line here. This guy should absolutely check now. Now that he's got showdown value, and he knows he's got showdown value. And what do you put him on after the check? You say he doesn't have a flush. He probably doesn't have an ace. So if you bet out his villain 5, you probably have to bet really small here. You got to get called by a hand that doesn't believe you have an ace. You got to get called by a 7. So that's 2 big blinds or check, I guess. Goes greedy and gets the call. This is why I should have bet my ace 10 in that other hand, because we're now seeing what can he call with any pair. So he would have folded because he had the 4-9 against me, but I should have bet that ace 10. All right. Anybody have any opinions about that hand before we move on? Okay, Larry, you're up.
Nope.
All right. What? Well, this looks like a bunch of trash on the 6-handed table, and it should fold around the big one.
Right. Let's see if queen 3 goes to 2 or 1 or
You have
folds.
a poster.
Oh,
You might get a blind versus blind.
you might get it.
Yeah, this is weird.
He needs to be in a lot of hands to win that 100 big blinds back that he lost to the king 5.
Okay, so you overlimp. This is getting more and more bizarre. No one else should get involved in this game. 9-6 should fold.
Right. This guy's gonna,
9-6 is an option. Yeah, Jack-5 just fold.
yeah, but he's gonna call though, right?
Probably.
No, he didn't. Okay.
Yeah, so this is like some kind of terrible travesty of a hand. Yeah, this is like the Titanic of industries. So what was the name of that massacre that happened in Guatemala with the Kool-Aid?
It was it Jonestown?
Yeah, Jonestown. I think we're looking at such a Jonestown hand here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done with bad metaphors.
No, Jonestown, Guatemala. Where was Jonestown?
It wasn't Guatemala. It was like Guyana. I think it was French Guyana or something.
Yeah, it was like some Africa, North Africa.
It was South America, but
Oh, wait a minute.
but-
It was in, why don't we, it was in Jonestown. That's where it was.
it was in Jonestown. Yes, Jonestown, and I think Jonestown was, I think, in French Guyana.
French Guyana.
So, but I could be wrong. So, yeah, who knows, man? I don't know what to do here. I'm kind of like, I mean, I am in these situations sometimes live, right? Where
Look at what Mike posted. Oh, I have to show this. Let's see how many hands. This is one he recorded. How many hands is this? 49 hands. And the guy's got a VPIP of 99, 98. This guy has beaten my guy. Let's see if my guy can catch up. And he maintained the 80 hands. Yep.
So
You can
Yeah,
see
I mean, check
Sure.
around, sure,
Wide
check
range.
around.
And as you can see with position in this against this wide range, I've really profited well. Really used my skill edge.
Check around, check around, check around. Okay, so check, bet. And
Maybe-
then 9-6. I mean, it's fold. Just it's not worth it. It's not worth. It's not a lot of hand. It's not a big pot. Just there's a straight on board. Just fold.
Okay. Good enough. I could have seen myself calling that with a pair and the ignorant end of the straight draw, but you're right. Don't. All right. Next is fish cakes.
Okay. Let's open King Jack offsuit and then end the hand. But let's put Queen 2 off because yeah. I'll 3-bet King Jack off.
Absolutely. He's going to just call, but this is a great 3-bet against his 2 big blind range. It's
Just
not
out of curious, he limped a queen, what kicker last hand? And now is raising the queen to this
it was
hand?
the player in
Pardon?
this hand. He limped after the post.
Ah, okay, okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We-
slightly different. Yeah.
We saw him limp that, and we saw him limp this 3-5, which did get shown down.
This guy's so face up. It's crazy.
So we got to see this hand in his play. Right.
Yeah,
So now, having said that,
3-bet to like
this guy should
10,
fold, though. We know that.
maybe. Oh, so sad.
Yep.
Folds.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not gonna try and play the Queen 2. I'm not just do that guy's action for me. And then assuming we have a flying range with you can probably see that's small,
Yeah. You have
Just-
the upper dangler. You can bet.
like a 1.5.
But the person who sees that they have an upper dangler to the pair and knows to bet that is also a person who knows to 3-bet on the button with King Jack against his range. So
Mm.
this does not surprise us. And of course, this doesn't surprise us either.
Okay, let's see what he does. I'm not gonna try and play it.
He bets 100%.
Yeah.
He bets.
So now with King Jack here. I mean, how straightforward like is this guy? Like, is he doing it with bluffs as well, or is it literally just when he hits? Or
Deuce is doing it with bluffs also. The queen deuce is
yeah.
the queen deuce is doing a lot of betting into checks into weakness.
I was gonna say it's a lot of bluffing when it's passive, not when it's
Okay, I'll
as
probably
action.
just
Yeah.
call this.
Yep.
Nice. Let's see what he does.
What he should do is check and consider calling. He should not bet here. But he bets.
Bets. I think I raised here with King Jack. Yeah, to like more than that, even like just anything under 20.
And he's going to call it. He's not going to fold here.
Mm.
Which is,
Yeah.
now he's sticky on the river. And that's
Maybe you can go even bigger. Maybe like 25 or something, you know? I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I
That's
think
crazy.
they would call over 20 this player with the
Yeah.
top pair. Because they
25.
called a reasonable raise on the river with second pair, didn't they? On quite a wet
I
board.
mean, if there was no flush completing river, I would jam there, I think.
Yeah, this 3-5 was not was it a raised river?
No, I went back
Call-
call.
no,
That call.
He just called an oversized bet. All right.
Mm.
So anyway, all right, next hand. Oh, sorry, I should say who it is. Next hand is Richie.
Yes, I forgot. Sorry. So ace 10 should be the open. Jack 2 should fold. don't know what this player's gonna do. Yeah, they call. Okay. Queen 10 out of position, fold. But oh, it is a new player. That other player's finally left. And then this person doesn't fold blind, so they're gonna call.
Right.
Yeah. So 9-5 should check. Ace 10, you can argue in position check in, but I think opening here with a small bet like 2 blinds is fine. Either or, but yeah, against both of these players, I'd probably go with the 2 blinds here.
As you go up in stakes, this becomes more and more of a check because this
Yeah.
dabs more and more, but not in this game.
No, and
bet
yeah, I think it's reasonable to bet it.
But he
This
checks.
person should check behind as well. Yeah, excellent. Okay, 9-5 wouldn't surprise to see a stab from this player now because they've drawn some equity and everyone's been passive. Yeah.
I think it's a good stab as well. I'd do the same if I was him.
You shouldn't be in with 9-5 offsuit there.
I know, but like if you put this, I like it.
Yeah. No, I can see why they've stabbed, definitely. Right, because people could fold and you just take it here if you have interest and you know you might not be the best flush if it does come in, and you probably check call river if it does come in. But yeah, so this person calls, probably slightly concerned about, you know, the flushes and the straights, not the straights, the sets in these 2 players' range. So I think a call's reasonable here, especially with a 3rd player in the pot multi-way.
I think a call excellent there, and I think you should never.
No, if it's just the heads up against this player type, I'd say you could consider it, but they're a bit wild that they could have the 6 and could even raise you again. So I think the call's the safest option, even in heads up against this player. But yeah, so they fold, fair enough. This person now might go for the bluff because of their passive action from the ace 10 on the flop. Realistically, they probably should just check it behind.
Let's see if he does. Or no, let's see if the 9-5 bluffs. He does. He
They
bluffs.
do bluff. And it depends, this villain 5, just with an ace, they could be concerned about the 6, but then we're all there. There's 3 there, so there's only 1. It could be in the range. Depends if you want to go for the equity and be scared that you get shoved. Yeah. It's because it's the villain 3, right? They could just have so much.
I think you raise here even against a normal player. It's the second nuts.
I think against a normal player, yes. Against this player, villain.
Against this guy, against villain 3, 100% you raise.
Yeah.
Do you?
3, it is the absolute nuts. But boy, this
He could have a 6, yeah.
you hate if villain 3 spazzes all in.
Exactly, that's the.
You just call it. You just call it.
Oh, but he goes for it. And
fair, nice. The funny thing is, right, villain 5 earlier on in the table was quite passive against villain 3, even when they had hands. And I think now, over time, even though they're quite wide range themselves, over time has, you know, read into villain 3 a bit more and has come a bit more aggressive, which I like. They've gotten quite a lot of value out of villain 3.
They're doing well.
Yeah.
Skater Die confirmed that Jonestown was in Guyana.
Indeed.
And then after that, he said something racist, so we won't go on with that. It's Mike's hand. Mike, are you chatting or?
No, that wasn't racist.
No, I know. But since YouTube can't see the chat. No, you said it sounds more like Africa. Sounds more from Africa than South America. Right. No, it's not racist at all. If anything, you're being you're fun of white trash as opposed to. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be under the bus.
No.
Mike says the 8-7 can open raise. The king 5 can open. Everyone else should fold. That's not what's going to happen. That 10-8 is playing. Let's see what he. With a VPIP of 16, I think the 8-7 is going to fold. Nope, he does raise. So now it should fold around to the 10-8 who should fold but is going to call. Especially when this king 5 comes in with a call. This is a bad call. This is not a terrible raise, by the way, here. This is within the raising range against the low jack, just so you guys get to see where some of those bluffs come from real quick. There's your raise to 2. There's your cutoff. There's your king 5 right there. See it? Look at it. Look at it with that juicy bit of,
You can do pretty much all of them, I think.
it's there. But it's never a call. So this is bad play. And the 9-7 should fold, of course, and the 10-8 is gonna play. He's not folding. I'm of course folding, and now we get to see a flop. All right. Mike, what do we got? Mike says. Typey, typey, typey. Mike says, check, check, check. Interesting. I think the 7's gonna bet. But maybe his check, check, check is that's what he says GTO should be. But then he says maybe A7 can bet. Let's see what happens. Check. There's the bet. King 5. Overpower, overcard. Direct straight draw. Gutter and, a gutter and a backdoor flush. Should 8-7 c-bet versus this guy? He's also shown himself to be sticky on flops with very little. So you can get value and a little protection against villain 7. So yeah, I like the bet. What he should do is after a call, he should check. He should do a lot of checking to let the guy bluff. Okay, so anyway, the king 5 suited is gonna call. And now in any reasonable world, the 10-8 folds. So Mike is gonna say the 10-8 should fold. He says the king 5 should also just fold, even with a gut shot, not closing the action. 10-8 should fold. Let's see how sticky 10-8 is. That's how sticky 10-8 is. Okay, Artur said, what I learned in my multi-way solves with a short stack is we do a lot of bets when we have vulnerable hands. So the bet, he would bet 70. So he's saying bet 75 with a 7-8. All right, we got that. Here is your lovely jack, both good and bad for the 7-8, and brings in something for villain 3. What does villain 3? And Arturo says he would bet 75% from the 8-7. And Fishcakes asks, even multi-way? And the answer is Arturus is saying, yes, I'm not playing DTO Wizard. I'm playing these guys. What do you think, Mike? Mike says, check, check. King 5 could maybe make a play if he had a full stack after check, check. Let's see. Goes check, check. The king 5 could make a play, but at his stack depth, it's not going to work, and he doesn't try it. Makes sense. And the river is an ace. And now it should clearly go check, check, check. Let's see. And Mike says check, check, check. Let's see if villain 8 goes for it. Yes. So the out of position bluff we're seeing, we don't know about the in position bluff. So we don't know if we should be checking to him, but there we go. And the 7-8 really can't hang on here after getting calls all the time. And he's going to have to fold the best hand, and it's going to work. Naked aggression pays off. His naked aggression is all the things that paid off. The thing that didn't pay off was his naked calling, too wide that went with it. Possibly because he has such naked aggression, he might expect it from others. Maybe
it seems to get paid off in this person case, right? In multi-ways, their naked aggression, which is a little bit wild because usually when people are calling with this aggression, they have something they would often call down with. But yeah, it seems like he's getting away in the multi-ways more than the heads up with their naked aggression.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
We go. Up next after Mike is Skate. Congratulations on having pocket kings against the villain.
All right. What should I do here? Okay, let's open kings.
Right.
And I believe it should fold around to the big blind, which should not defend against 3. Maybe. Or can we account for implied odds? No.
You should fold.
Yeah, the fold. Yeah, the fold.
But I expect the 8-10 to play.
Sure.
And when the 8-10 plays, the queen 4 should not make the mistake of going, oh, I have better pot odds, so I should play my suited hand. You shouldn't. You
Mhm.
bet play tighter the more people who are in from the big blind, not looser.
Yeah, we probably get to call a lot of the ace X suited, and
Yeah.
some kind of pairs.
Okay, Richie says that the kings should fold since he knows the 10-8 is going to hit trips or a full house.
Mhm.
Could just be 2 pair, Richie. Could just be 2 pair. All right, here we go.
Mhm.
King.
All right, king. Well, strategy is to check out of position here, but I kind of feel disincentivized due to us not having a heart and the draws present. Also, we're trying to get value from a singleton 10. People are calling hands like 10-9, Jack 9, King 10, Queen 10, Ace 10, especially suited. So I like a bet here.
Yep, I do too. And if you were going to check any kings here, so let's say you wanted to split your kings. I think a really easy split here is check with the king of hearts, bet without it. That's just a nice, simple way to do this if you want to split any. If you want to bet of them, okay, because you have kings and this guy called really wide, so he's going to call you, great. And if you want to check any of them because if you want to check all of them because you go, this guy always stabs when checked to, that's okay too. All those are right. But if you're going to split your range, I like your thing. Use the king of hearts to decide. He goes for the bet and he goes bet big, believing that this guy calls wide, which he does.
Yeah, I like that as an exploit. Yeah, betting bigger for people who are sticky and don't know how to fold, et cetera, et cetera. All right.
I agree with Mike's comment in the chat.
Since I would think about checking here, but again, since this player is kind of sticky and they might not even care that the ace is there, we're gonna go ahead and bet.
Yep. So he continues the bet.
Mhm.
Problem is now it's harder to get called here, but I don't think this guy folds yet. Yeah.
Mhm. All right, I don't think, they're sticky, but I don't think they're sticky enough to continue with bottom pair all the way down to the river. So we're gonna go for some thin value. I think they're gonna check since they call it 2 streets. Since I could see the hand, right? I would rather go for some thin value, maybe something like half pot, something like that. Yeah.
Raise? Or not even.
Considering a raise, you mean?
Yeah, if you get raised, are you going to fold?
Well, I would have to, the history of,
Yeah.
let me see.
Goes for the tiny block bet.
It's okay. It's just, yeah.
And we expect this guy's going to call and not raise, but if he raises, nope.
Yeah.
Yep, fits right with his MO.
Yeah, from what we've seen before, he's more of a, just call.
Yeah. Yeah. We haven't seen him we haven't seen him jump over that many. Actually, we did see one, but we didn't see his cards. All right, after
Right.
state.
Yeah, so to answer to your question before, would I call if you would raise? I believe not on the river.
Mike on that last one said he would consider going for value on the last one, but is it too risky? Maybe he would bet like 60 to, a B60 to B75, and this guy did about a B50-ish and got called. He bet tiny. He bet B25 and got called.
Yeah, right. I think 20 would have been a little bit better. He would have gotten maybe a little bit more.
All right, Arturis.
Okay. Jack 7 raise.
Okay.
King 4.
King 8 with 17 big blinds. goes for a limp.
Oh,
Boy,
fold. Check 7. I don't know, probably call. But
Yeah.
he loves to right ISO.
but he does he does this little weird thing.
Button fold.
Yeah,
Okay, and the UTG call.
yeah, he's gonna call.
Check, bet fold.
Didn't go for it yet.
Oh no. People, yeah, check again. What are we doing? Happy call?
Call, happy call. No, no. Straight draw, flush draw to the jack without the ace. All right, that's what happened. I don't want to talk about it. Up next is me. And we're looking for a hand that I play, which may never happen, so we can stop today. Because we're gonna have to stop soon. But okay, here we go. And this guy didn't leave, by the way. He sat out. So that's what just happened. All right, this should go fold, fold. King 9 should open, ace 6 suited. Should mix calls and raises and folds, and the 8-10 should fold to any of that. And if it just is a raise, the 8-10 offsuit against the button should just fold. All right. Having said that, let's see what happens. There's the raise. He goes for the call. The 8-10 should fold. I expect him to call. Nope, he folded. Okay, good. There we go. Check, bet, fold. But this instead, this guy bets out for whatever reason. That's not good. And so that tells you something about donking ranges. Call, and I assume he's going to give up now. Yep, he just gives up. On the give up, I guess you bet here. Yeah, you bet here. And try to get value from a jack. But you don't bet the river with that 9 kicker. So he checks, and that's okay. And now you definitely bet something for value, and you got just gets a fold. And he bets big on the flush completing card and the straight completing card, the other straight. I don't like the size of his bet. There we go. Up next is Larry.
All right. You guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, I fold around to 9s. 9's open. Our anti-hero is going to defend.
You're forgetting how bad the new player is.
New player is bad. Yes, so he should fold now. 3-9's not really in a position to call this, but he's not going to.
Nope, not going to.
Interesting flop. So check, check. 9's is in a very awkward spot here. I would bet with a diamond and check without.
Okay. I think I'm going to check all of them.
It's fine.
He
These
bets.
guys should fold, just get out. So he's calling with 16% equity. I don't know. Well, I guess he knows the queen's gonna come on the turn.
Yeah.
So he's calling because he knows the queen comes next. This is, I mean, so this is not a call, because you just don't have enough going on.
No.
And your back door is dirty, but he gets in. So he shouldn't dunk. He should check.
Yep.
This is an
Question,
equity shifting card.
with a queen diamond, would you check raise it with backdoor flush, backdoor straight?
Huh, that's a good question. So
Not multi-way.
that's where I was getting. I would not do
Yeah, I
that
thought because
because the small blind was yet to act.
Yeah, but so no. Oh yeah, the small blind. No, but by the time it
No,
gets
though
back
he would
to
have
you,
acted.
he
Yeah,
would
he
have
would
have
acted.
acted.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
get the chance to. Small blind, check, bet, fold.
yeah. Now you could consider check raise, right? With a
Do I
queen of
have
diamonds.
do I have HUD information on this guy?
Yeah, it's
In
against
this hypothetical?
the God.
Yeah, I think that this becomes quite a appealing check raise here. But I think I also have to take consideration that he bet multi-way to about a B50.
Yep.
But I think it's a fine play. I think with the queen of diamonds, it becomes a very fun play. Even though it did do a B50, right?
I wouldn't do it for the combination of reasons. B50
And he
and
was betting into two players.
but I see why the thought comes from. I don't know that it's right or wrong, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I can see your point.
I also wouldn't do this.
Yeah. So this is horrible. So he should, so I mean, there are donks that would get here, but not because it has to shift range equity. This doesn't shift range equity.
Yep.
So in theory, this is not a donk, but he very well may donk. He does not donk. So when he does not donk and I have the nines here, I would check back.
Yep.
I would not choose this size, but.
Nope.
So this is not good enough to check raise. This is especially against,
Yeah.
a B50. I would call. So nines should really understand where they are now, which is they cannot improve. Well, they have two cards to improve. And
One of them's
They-
dirty as well, right? They have two nines to improve, and one's dirty with the flush of being a
yeah,
diamond,
that's a good point.
as well as a straight.
Yeah. So they should fold, overfold.
Yep.
It's not an overfold, it's a good fold.
And I think that while winning the hand, I think the queen nine misplayed every street. I think we have a fold there. Obviously, this is a bad call. And here, although it worked, I think against the guy's range, he's better off letting him continue with a bluff. He doesn't make any more money here. He protects his hand from virtually nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and also it's not, it's the kind of size, it's a bad sizing, right? It's the kind of sizing you're gonna see with someone sometimes. A recreational make with jacks or threes or fives. It's not an appropriate, this sizing doesn't serve much purpose.
Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, if he did, it's like you could see why it makes some sense to do this with a bad jack, because you might be able to get another jack to fold, maybe. But here, you're not going to get a queen to fold. And
I
you
mean, I
don't,
might do it with like second pair. This might be interesting with like like 4, 5 of diamonds would be an interesting check raise here.
Yeah.
But this
Not-
doesn't serve much purpose.
yeah, I don't
And I-
like the other hands I mentioned, but I like it better. I think it's even worse with this hand. All right, there we go. So let's continue to criticize him while he has all the big blinds and I don't, while he still has 100 of my big blinds sitting over.
Law of large numbers, law of large numbers.
Yes, all right. That was Larry. We're on to fish cakes.
Okay, let's see. I think I'd open Jack 7 here. Yeah, definitely. And then get called by Queen 9.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
hero folds.
The cutoff, the Jack 7 suited in the cutoff isn't a raise, isn't an open, but he can.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I think Jack 7's fine, I think.
Okay. Maybe.
In the cutoff, especially against this small blind, I think.
Yeah, if you know you're. Oh yeah, it's fine.
Oh, it's fine normally. There you go then. Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
He does it. Yeah. No, but he just limps it because that's him.
This table. Folds 3-2.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
Yeah. And then I don't know, folds, the call.
Yeah, he's never folding this. We know
I
that.
mean, yeah, I mean,
And
each,
it's a Scotty hand. This will be our last hand of the session because I am in this hand. I get to see a flop and watch how well I play it. Oh, what a joy.
Okay, small blind should probably check like most of his, almost all of his range probably. I don't think you need to bet at all, to be honest, really. And then with king eight here, I think. Oh, it's hard to say. In four ways, it's not great. You just check, I think. And then check seven, check again. And then, yeah, maybe Burn can use this as a bluff. It's fine to do that if he wanted to. They can bring bets or check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to play deuce three suited from the button profitably, you have to include the bluffs, but you have to have more than 14 big blinds to make the bluffs work.
I think I'm flying bigs.
I
I
think
can
he-
still do it. I still bet with it.
He's
Yeah.
passive and just tries to get there.
Okay. Small blind bet.
I think he might. I think he might with
Yeah, I
it.
mean, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you can check as well, obviously, like both are fine, like either option is fine. And it's not great, but against this player, I think you just call. But even still, though, it's kind of
I see
shit.
two people behind. That's my problem.
Yeah, you still got two people behind, but they're also like, yeah, like it's weird.
I do.
I think it's fine to call, yeah.
And now
I don't like raise on the turn.
I have to grit my teeth. I have to do it. I've seen how
I
he
think if he bets here, it's not even a hard decision. I don't think it's just like a reflex, just snap call based on how he's playing. I mean, against most recreationals, that's just a call a lot of the time, I think.
again
But
against most situations, this is a fold.
yeah, multi-way, yeah, but
We
like
know-
against,
We know
yeah.
something
I was
about
gonna say against four players, right? You could
Yeah.
maybe get away with calling one street, but calling two streets,
Well,
four
no, I
players.
mean,
is,
yeah, but it's heads up on the river, and
Mm.
I don't think the guy's playing any differently. He's just still gonna overbluff, like regardless.
Right.
I think you
So-
just call.
Yeah, so here was what happened, and this will be our last hand for today. Next Monday and Tuesday, we're gonna do solver work. I'm gonna miss both of them, but I will be able to turn on the room, start the room for everybody. So Larry will lead those, and then I'll see you guys the weeks after that, and we will finish off this session eventually. But to just talk about this one for a second, because I know my thought process, I remember this very clearly, was here at this point, I thought for a little while about the guys behind, right? How often is one of these guys here with an ace that checked behind with this, he has aces in his limping range, but does he check them into there? I didn't think so. But once I did this call, I had decided what my river response was. I was calling every card on the river except for a 6. And on a 6, I was evaluating size. I mean, there is a size bet that I wasn't going to call here. He goes all in, I'm folding. But it was, I mean, maybe a 9 I was going to think about, but it was just, I don't call this turn to fold this river against this guy. I've seen his play. Remember, this is the guy, I saw him do the 4-9 suited on the river into the ace 10 in the ace board, which I just called behind. Which I will now say incorrectly I did in order to see his hand, so I knew how to play him on later hands. That's not what happened. I did the wrong thing, which didn't cost me any money. So anyway, there we go. I did this, and at this point, now having 118 big blind, 128 big blinds, I now felt totally vindicated and only down 72 against him. But I felt, oh, that's right, I can do this, and hope it didn't leave. All right. See you guys for a minute next week. Have fun. Thanks,
Wait,
everybody.
How do you-
See ya.
Quick question for you after
Did
stop the recording.
Yep, I will stop the recording. Boom.
did
Okay.
Art say he had a 7? Sorry for this.
Yep.
I'd be interested to see.
Stop recording. Where's stop recording? I only see pause recording. No, that's screen sharing. Where's recording?
Into more.
More. Stop recording. There we go. That's how you stop recording.